Good evening and welcome to the Masterclass Marathon. We're excited to have you here today. It is going down. We have many speakers coming in this evening that are going to wow you with presentations in regards to business. We are here to share what you need to know about creating a new business, about getting in touch with someone who has information that you may need to actually connect with them because they have something that you need to actually make your business go to the next level. Those are some of the things that are going down here at the Masterclass Marathon. So I'm super excited about it. I'm always excited about us doing this Masterclass Marathon. So what I want to share with you is that this goes down on Saturdays at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it also goes down on Sundays at 7 p.m. And you guys are actually here for the Sunday segment. So I'm excited about it, and we have our speakers joining, so we're going to pull our speakers up so we can get this thing rolling. All right. In the meantime, what I would love for you guys to do is to go ahead. Don't be stingy. Invite at least 10 people to come on in so they can get this information as well as yourself. Another thing that you should know is that the presentations done by each of the speakers are actually going to be 13 minutes long, or short, because I'm going to tell you, I don't even want to say anything after 13 minutes because sometimes the presenter is saying something and it's like, oh my gosh, the time is already up. Oh my goodness. So you want to stick around. Another thing you want to do is go ahead and grab a pen and a paper. Okay, pen and paper. That's what you want right now. Let me tell you why. You don't even have any idea of the notes that you are going to want to take while you're here at the Masterclass Marathon. Hello, Miss Cashflow. How are you?
I'm doing amazing. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can. It's a little fuzzy for some reason,
I'm
but I
about
can
to
hear you.
actually go outside and set up out there. And I'm going to clean my camera off. You think maybe that's it?
Yeah, it could be that as well. So go ahead and do that while we're bringing everyone else up.
Here I come.
All righty. All right. So Saturdays and Sundays. In the meantime, guys, make sure that you are inviting some people to come on in because you don't want to miss what you are about to receive. Okay. When I say receive, I mean receive. All right. CEO MattyJ, how are you? Hey. I'm excited. So it's a pleasure to have CEO MattyJ here. You want to know why, guys? He doesn't go live that often. He doesn't do a lot of live. Do you guys know that? Not a lot of live. So it's a pleasure to have him here giving out the game so that you guys will get something that you knew that you needed or something you weren't even sure that you actually needed. So once again, guys, the Masterclass Marathon happens here on this IG page every Saturday and Sunday at 12 and also at Sundays at 7 p.m. So our presenters have 13 minutes to present, and then they also have 2 minutes to tell you who they are, how you can find them, and also what they have to offer. So that is how it goes down every single week. So please make sure that you're inviting some other folks to get on in the room. All right. We're bringing our speakers up. Okay. All right. You guys have a host of speakers this evening. So, Miss Cashflows, would you like to go first, or Maddie, do you want to go first? Whoever wants to go first, it is A-OK.
What up? Yeah, I can introduce myself.
What's going on, guys?
All right.
What up, family?
Feel free.
Maddie, what is due?
What's up? The Content King is in the building.
Yes, sir.
Listen up, guys. We're about to have a great time. Those of you who are here, you guys are about to be blessed. You're about to be blessed by several speakers. Everyone that's here is an entrepreneur that has information that you may know that you need or something you didn't even know that you needed. They're going to do a presentation for 13 minutes, then they're going to tell you how you can connect with them. I want you to get your fingers ready to give some quick follows. I want you to get your fingers ready to go into the DMs because that's how we do it here. This is all about making connections with those who you may or may not have even known that even existed. And sometimes you're going to hear something that someone said that you weren't paying attention to the last time. And now this time you're like, oh my goodness, I need to go ahead and take action. MattyJ, CEO MattyJ, let me say the whole name, okay? Let's not be breaking people's names down. You now have the floor. I'm giving you 13 minutes on the clock to get this thing rolling. Let's go.
Turn it up there. So yeah, what's going on, everybody? My name is MattyJ. I go by CEO MattyJ, and newly C to the EO. I'm known as Mr. Document the Process because for the last 12 years, I've been in the marketing and branding space. And of course, when you do something at a high level, naturally somebody's going to ask you how you did it. And I didn't want to give, in my nature, I didn't want to give any fluff answers. I wanted to give all the bars, no fluff. So I realized just me telling them what happened wasn't suffice. I realized that I'd rather show you better than tell you. So that inspired me to start documenting everything I did and creating what we call case studies and documenting the process. So I'm here to share, one, the importance of why it's important to document the process so you can be able to increase your impact, your income, and influence with running the play. So with me, a lot of us want different ways to increase our revenue. But I realize a lot of individuals are looking for different external ways to run the play to be able to generate income and create their impact. Not realizing that they've already experienced something that can be turned into a product, whether it's physical or digital, that can be able to create the impact that they're looking for. And a lot of people don't know it's their story. It's their story. You've already experienced it. You can package up your story into some type of informational product, whether it's a course, an ebook, or not realizing it. A lot of these musicians out here, the reason why they're getting paid as an artist is because they're packaging their stories and documenting it in the form of a song. A lot of people don't realize that it's not as difficult as you may think it is. So the question for most people might be, okay, how do I start documenting the process? Well, the first thing is to be intentional, because a lot of us are already documenting the process, but we're not packaging it in a way that we can then commoditize it, be compensated for it. A lot of us get on Instagram, we get on Twitter, we get on Facebook, we take pictures all the time, we post it. However, we're not creating any type of framework around those experiences. Yeah, you went to a trip, but what restaurants did you go to? What was those experiences like? How much money did you save? What hotel? What was your experience on the hotel? You can package up that experience, document that process, and package it up in some type of informational product that people are willing to, again, compensate you, get that compensation for the information. All right, so I'll share my screen so we can get straight into it on exactly how I run the play with no delay. So I'm going to share some of these quotes that really, really help me stick with the script. All right, so the first quote is documentation rules the nation. I truly, truly, truly believe that. Second quote is, if you don't know the numbers, you can't grow the numbers. The reason why that quote is important is because a lot of us aren't keeping track of our stats. And if you're an athlete or if you're an actor, if you're doing anything professionally, I think it's very important to be able to check the tapes, the game tapes, to see what you've done in the past so you can help predict your future. All right, so that's the quote on that play. The next one is, if you don't document it, right here, 7.3, if you don't document it, we can't compliment it. The next one is, if you don't identify it, you can't multiply it. And the reason why, again, a lot of us aren't realizing our values because we're not documenting what we've done in the past. All right, another quote I love is, if you don't document the process, you may increase your losses. Another quote, write it for yourself, but don't keep it to yourself. Another quote, when you learn, teach. When you get, give. The next quote is, the game is to be told, not put on hold. A lot of us in our culture, we were taught that the game needs to be sold, not told. But that's not the play that we run, especially in this age. Another quote is, document what you do so people can realize your value. And here's another quote that a lot of people are probably familiar with, SYSTEM being an acronym. Save yourself time, energy, and money. The last one is, store the information to elevate your situation. That's the bar. All right, so when it comes to documenting the process, the best way I can share this is through a story. So in 2017, I started renting out my car. one of my cars, my Tesla Model S, was being underutilized. I live in Atlantic Station. For those who don't know, Atlantic Station is basically a work play area where there's movies, there's a bowling alley, there is restaurants, there's places to shop. It's really active. So if you really want to be in Atlantic Station, not have to go anywhere, you don't really have to. However, I was in a situation where I need to start driving places where I needed a car, and Uber wasn't going to cut it. But those are just it wasn't as often as I thought it was going to be. So my car was being underutilized. It was parked more than it was being driven. So somebody put me up on game on an app called Turo. I uploaded my car on Turo. Long story short, I made $900 profit the first month. And the second month, I made $2,700 profit. And if anybody tells that story, like I did, the next question somebody's going to ask is, yo, how did you do it? How are you able to make $700, $900, $2,700 profit renting out your personal car? And by God's grace, I documented the entire process. I utilize IG stories. A lot of us, we get on Instagram, we post our stories, but we're not telling the story. We don't never tell a story. The story got to have a message. You got to have some characters involved, the villain, the protagonist. You got to tell the story, package it up. And I realized the power of packaging up my experiences so I can be able to help those who are inspired and motivated to run the play as well. And that's what I did. I literally made a document, and I had timestamps on what happened, who was involved, how much money I spent, how I got the car, who was my first renter. All these details were documented, so much so it became comprehensive enough for me to turn those IG stories, those captions, into an ebook. And that ebook, I turned that ebook into a manual, a training manual. And I turned that training manual into a video course. And the video course that I dropped 2 years ago, October 27th, generated $1.4 million in 6 months. But if I didn't document the process, I would never have had the ability to increase my income, my impact, and my influence utilizing these vehicles. So I tell people all the time, I use my vehicle as a vehicle to increase my demand, increase my impact, influence, and income. But again, it would never happen unless I document the process. The question somebody might be asking is, okay, how do I actually do this? All right, it's real simple. And maybe you guys can take because we don't have too much time, maybe you guys can take a picture of this. Here's a picture. The benefits of documenting the process. Go ahead, just screenshot that thing. Then we get straight to it. So when it comes to documenting the process, I use a method called EPD. Extract, package, deliver. So what are we extracting? The story, we need to know where you were. What was your epiphany moment? Because when you're standing somewhere and you're in a specific position, we got to know why you want to change your position. So where I was I had a car that was costing me $1,200 a month, becoming a liability. But I realized I want to turn my liabilities on wheels to assets making deals. That was my epiphany moment, that I can actually generate income from my car. Instead of me paying my car note, my car can now pay me a couple notes. And that was the bar. So my epiphany moment was I didn't want to have any more liabilities. So the next question is, what did you do in your story? Where I was, the epiphany moment, what I did, and what was the result. Those are the four. That's the basic framework for the extraction. Then after I do the extraction, I'm answering these questions here. So I know we don't have too much time. We're going to go ahead and screenshot these questions that allow you to tell people what you did in your story. These are the things that people want to know. I frameworked it so you don't have to be stumbling when somebody asks you, yo, how did you do this? How did you do that? You can't just give them some fluff answer like, I just worked hard, I just grinded hard, I just prayed about it. There's work involved, and we need to know those deets with the receipts, all right? So after you extract your story, then you can package it. You can package it in the form of text, photos, audios, and videos. That's how I was able to run that play. The next question is, how can I now deliver it? One way is through interviews, books, podcasts, TV shows, radio shows, documentaries, plays, movies. All these ways you can be able to document and package and deliver your story, and then, of course, monetize it. So if you were to go on YouTube, I'll end it with this. If you go to YouTube and you typed in Turo, for example, because that was the platform I leveraged to be able to start renting out cars. So because I told my story on a channel called YouTube, I was able to have evergreen content on this platform. So the one I want to highlight was my interview with my brother David Shantz. And in this video is titled How to Buy 33 Cars in 2 Weeks. Notice that was a story. All I did was tell the story on how I was able to get 33 cars in 2 weeks. And this video has over 500,000 views. And when you read the comments, all you hear is in the comments is mostly people saying, yo, I love this story. I love this story. So I'll do Control F and type in story and show you these comments. So it says here, thanks for sharing your what? Your story. That's the key P. I'm not trying to educate. I'm just trying to share my story. Story. I'm so happy hearing this story. I'm not saying it. The feedback is saying that. This story is amazing. So again, I wouldn't able to generate this type of traction with my brother on this conversation if I didn't know my story, if I didn't document my story, and if I didn't share my story. And because I shared my story on this platform, again, we're able to invite people to our program, which people paid $1,500 for to get access to the program. And again, we made 1.4 million in 6 months. So that's the story behind the glory on how I was able to document what I did. But the question is, what are some of the things that you got done? Whether you're the best shoe tire in the world, you know how to get over a bad breakup, you know how to create content, whatever you know how to do, break down how you did it, package it up in some type of informational product or a program, and you'll be able to monetize your past. All right, so that's my play on how I document the process. If anybody has any questions, you can tap into my Instagram. The link in my bio is there. I teach people how to turn their experiences into educational material, which they can go ahead and monetize. All right, appreciate you guys for allowing me to get tapped in and wrapped in.
Bars.
Yes, thank you for the fire, CEO MattyJ. All right, listen. What
man, it's already coming through. My boy Troy from EYL hits me with the Mr. C to the EO, and I really like the ring of that, so I'm running that play too.
Okay, all right. Listen, somebody type that in the chat. Mr. C to the EO. All right, okay, that's what we're calling him, Mr. C to the EO. So it has been a pleasure having you here this evening, sharing all of this information with everyone. I love the information, and from the first time that I ever met you, I was like, oh my gosh. Let me tell you, one of our first interactions, one of them, I said hello, and you just said, so what CRM system are you using? And I was like, wait a minute. I just said hi. Like, wait a minute. And I'm not gonna lie, at the time, I was like, I'm using some things, but I do need to use a full-fledged system. And when you said that, even though I was like, well, I just said hello, you know, I was just trying to just say hey. And but it took me to a place where it was like there's something you need to be doing. And I want you to know that I took immediate action. I mean, literally like the next day, I took immediate action and actually started using a specific system.
Thanks to God.
Thank you, okay? Being you.
Thanks to God. Appreciate you for running the play with us.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Someone said in the chat when you were speaking that they bought your course and they made $85K.
That's a blessing, man. Thanks to God. Thanks to God.
Yeah. So I thank you for coming this evening.
We definitely hanging out.
I
need some of this sauce. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen.
I ain't posted 5 days.
We got some good people.
I need to get my content up. I need to get my cash flows up.
Yes. And what I always ask for all of the speakers to do, go back to this live and screen record your own segment, and then take that back to and make it prolific content. Put it YouTube, put it on your in your stories, put it on your feed, whatever you want. Now let me tell you what I do. I do it in 2 different ways. Sometimes I screen record the whole thing and I put a piece of it in the stories. And sometimes I screen record my segment and then I crop me, and now I have my presentation that I did and I use that and I put it somewhere else. So I'm just sharing. So this is what everybody should be doing. All right. So Mr. C to the EO. Will you please tell us? You get 2 minutes. to tell us how people can connect with you, where they can find you, and do you have an offer at this current time? What
my
is
main
that? 2 minutes on
hub
the clock.
and communication channel is for sure Instagram. And if anybody follows me on Instagram at CEO MattyJ, you'll be able to get tapped in and wrapped in. And in the link in my bio, I have channels to different things that I do offer, as I do a lot. I've documented a lot, so I do a lot. But my main offer right now is, again, helping people create curriculums. As a director of education, I'm helping them, making sure that the information that they're trying to teach others is actually actionable, right? Just because you experience something doesn't mean you know how to teach it in an educational format. So I'm really big on systems. I'm really big on processes. I'm really big on education. So I created a framework that can help people turn their knowledge, their experiences into an educational program. All right. So that all those offers are in the link in my bio.
All right, awesome, awesome. Okay, well, thank you so much. All right, hang out with us. We're gonna bring Miss Cashflows, Mrs. Cashflows. You are up next. You're up next. I need you. I need you to go next. She's like, dang. You not ready? Yeah.
Hey, what's
ready.
going on, amazing people? Thank you for having me, Tamika. I was trying to just soak in all the information I possibly can. I'm trying to be a student. Thank you for having me. So for those of you who do not know, my name is Mrs. Cashflows on IG. My name is Akila. So what I do is I help businesses get funding. I do that through the process of cleaning up your personal credit and then making your business credible by establishing and building out your business credit profile fully to set you up for the maximum amount of funding possible. So I'm here quite often. I haven't been here in a while. So today I just want to go over something very simple with you, and I hope everyone is down for it. But first, let me tell you a little bit about me, how I got here. So not only am I the president, I'm also a client. So I had a short-term rental business and was a landlord for many, many years. Hit a 4-month drought back in 2019. And I thought by spring, my business would recover. I liquidated over $130-something thousand in cash, fronting my business with cash and personally guaranteeing everything. And that's why I'm here, to teach you that there's a better way to do business today. So spring hit, no recovery because COVID hit, and my units were in Chicago, downtown Chicago, and Orange County, California, which were the two places where the strictest laws were enforced. They shut me completely down and I was broke without a dime. I went from evicting people to becoming the evictee, like literally hiding from the dude looking to serve me because I knew. And you know what? I'm taking Maddie's lead on this because I didn't used to tell my story a lot, and there's a lot of moving parts to it. So I'm getting into my story a little bit. I used to literally hide from the guy because I used to see him roll up on the bike with the envelope, right? And what I knew as a landlord, that if you didn't serve me, I wasn't required to go to court. So I used to be like, shut off the, the music, calm down, hide, right? It was the worst time of my life. And so I ended up finding my purpose through that pain. And that's seriously real talk. So I ended up, and it's quite funny, the reason I came to IG was because of MattyJ. Someone had put me on game about Turo, and I'm like, I need a new business because what I got going on is dead. So I came to Atlanta from Chicago, ended up seeing him, ended up finding him 500 because I had the bankruptcy and that fit my situation a little better. So I ended up, first off, I ended up filing my own bankruptcy because I was too broke to afford the $5K for a lawyer. And that's real talk. So you cannot tell me what you will not do when your back is up against the wall. So I literally went down to the federal courthouse, filled out the documentation, filed my own bankruptcy, and then I ended up getting it off 5 months later. So I'm not sitting here with the penalty of a bankruptcy for 10 years. It was removed through some of the tactics and some of the things that my company do, Sync Business Solutions, to help you along. So let's get into it. I want to give you some very simple steps, and I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible for you guys because this can net at least $50K. I'm being very generous. If you just take these simple steps, make your business credible, I'm telling you, you can get a minimum of 50K in your business. Stop personally guaranteeing everything. I'm telling you, it will work until it doesn't. And before I get into it, I just want to let you know, just so you can understand how serious this is. I was netting 200 to 300K in my business from 2014 up into 2019, and I was fronting it with cash. I had an 815 credit score for many, many years, and it made me sick inside thinking about it. I never leveraged my credit nor other people's money. That is the game. That is the quickest way to wealth. So get your pens and pad and listen up. I'm here to tell you, do not spectate. Take action on what we're giving you here today, okay? I know it's free, but I started cleaning up my personal credit with free game because I couldn't afford it in the beginning. So listen up. So here's 10 steps to 50K. First, you want to make sure that the name that you choose is nice. You don't want to use something that's confusing and hard to spell. You also want to make sure that you're not choosing something that the banks call unfundable, like they place certain industries in restricted and or non-funding list. Okay, for an example, if you have a credit repair company, you want to call that bad boy documentation or something else, because that will not get you any funding at all. That's an automatic denial. If you're like me, I used to be in the real estate industry, right? I can't say anything like Aquila the Realtor or Realty Services or anything like that in my name. Also, anything in trucking, like if you have something in your name that's saying logistics or something like that, take it out. You want to stay to friendly names. Like, for instance, one of my businesses, the name is Sync Ventures Solutions. That can be anything. That's a consultation services. Sync Ventures Inc. You know, things of that nature. Enterprises. Be mindful of the name. People miss this mark a lot and they're wondering why they're getting denied. The second thing you want to do is get a corporate virtual address inside of a corporate building. When you Google virtual address, iPostal likes to come up, or these UPS box stores. And a lot of people, I know you're just starting out, but if you take these steps, you can get the capital to run your business in the correct fashion. Go ahead and pay that 40 to 50 bucks a month inside of a corporate building. Opus, WeWorks, Spaces, things of that nature, okay? Number 3, your phone number. You want to make sure it is not a cellular phone or a Google Voice. Get something you can get with like ringcentral.com or phone.com. And once you get that phone number, you want to register it with the National 411 database with 411.info as well as Google Business. Next, you want to get your website. That's step number 5. And step number 6, you want to also get your email. Did I blink out? Step number 4 and step number 5, you want to get your email and your website. I like GoDaddy. I'm not pitching them, but it's just very simple. If you're not someone that's tech savvy like I was, or just really don't have time, you can just click. They give you a free website. I literally just updated the website with just my phone number, my calendar link, and I was good to go apply for funding. That's just how simple it is. Number 6, you want to go ahead and apply for your entity, your LLC. LLCs are really what's really known as popular, but I'm actually a fan of the S Corp. I'm not a professional tax professional, so tap in with a CPA or your tax professional on this, okay, guys? You need to know the difference and what it works for your business, which can save you on taxes. Number 7, go ahead and apply for your EIN. This is a marathon, right? Your EIN at irs.gov. Do not pay anyone to do this for you. And then while you're there, make sure you take note of how the business address is listed. For instance, I'm in Atlanta and my corporate address in Atlanta, the street name is completely spelled out. Well, the word street, STREET. But the IRS likes to abbreviate things. So what I did was I had to document it the way that they did it, their naming convention, because you want all records to match, okay? Because when we're going for this funding, there's a computer that's automatically approving you. You don't want a human to be a part of that. And Next, you want to go, I wanted to go into something else, but I'm not going to digress. So number 8, you want to go ahead and open your business checking account. So you want to make sure that you get 3 different types. It is not illegal. Please don't say that to me again. You can get as many business checking accounts as you possibly can. You want to get one with a national banker like Chase or Bank of America. Then you want to go ahead and get you a regional bank like Key Bank. Take note of that bank. They're giving up a bag. Key Bank. Okay. And then you want to go with like a credit union like Navy Federal or something like that. That's also an amazing bank to set up a personal and business checking account and savings, guys. And then from there, so that was step number 9. And then step number 10, that's when you, first off, before I get there, make sure you fund the checking accounts generously. Try to get at least 5 to 10K in there and just let it season. What's happening is your bank, your internal bank rating is going up. So you want to like date the banks at first, and then you ask for money and ask for their products and services. That way, when your bank rating go up, you can maximize the amount of money that they give you. How much time do I have? Because I just want to go over the list one more time. Oh, I'm doing great. Look at me. Okay, so you want to get your name, you want to get your address, you want to get your phone number, your email, your website, apply for your LLC, your EIN, order and open up a business checking account with 3 different types, national, regional, and a credit union. And then you want to 10, that's when you ask for the cash. Since I have a few more minutes, I am going to tell you about some good business cards that I actually like, just 3 when you're first starting out. So you got Divvy Business Credit Card. What they're going to do is attach themselves to your business checking account. I like them because there's no credit pull, and they just verify what you have in your checking account to give you the approval amount that you need. For instance, another thing I want to drop you with is, with your checking accounts, make sure you separate your checking account for your operating expenses where you're paying bills out of from the one that you're receiving deposits. So get 2 checking accounts, guys. And the one that you're going to attach to Divvy Business is the one that's getting all the deposits. That's the play, because you don't want them scrutinizing how you're spending your money and so forth. Another card that I like is a corporate card. Very easy to get. You can get up to 50K. They're giving it out like candy once you set yourself up in the correct fashion, which is Capital on Tap. A financial company that I like is Rock Financial. They like new businesses. ROK Financial. I can guarantee you, if you take these steps I just laid forth for you today and do what I say, you will get a minimum of 50K in business credit and funding. And that's with no docs, guys, meaning no one's asking for your W-2s or tax returns or anything of that sort. So I'm Akila. How much time I got, girl? Because I can talk. Okay, so I also want to let you know that I had this fire call, a 2-day like one-on-one with a guy, and I don't want to like blow his name up right now, but he's pretty big, and I'm going over into something that's known as Metro 2 compliance on the credit repair, killing the game. So it's making my system more efficient. So things that used to take 4 to 6 months to get off, I don't care what your situation is, it's now taking up 90 days or less to get it removed. Doesn't matter what you got going on. And I want you to know that everything on your credit report can be removed because it was placed there illegally to begin with. We never gave them the permissible right to use our social security card in that way. And if you don't believe me, and if you have time on your hand, go to the FCRA site, Fair Credit Reporting Act. It has a ton of laws. That's how we're able to get things off our credit report. That's a wrap.
Awesome. Awesome. Listen, I hope everyone that was here actually did pull out your pen and paper. I do want to tell you, if you did not pull a pen and paper out, this is recorded. Yes. Okay. It will be on this page, so you guys can come back and you can watch it a little bit later. It is also listed as a series on this page. There are over 20 segments at this point of the Masterclass Marathon. So this is not new. I'm sorry you just found out about it today if you're here for your first time. But we have over 20 segments that have already been listed in the series area of this IG page. So go back and just literally go down and just watch and just get all of the nuggets that you actually need to build a new business, to grow the one that you're in, or to connect with a person that you didn't even know you needed to be connected to. All right. So right now, Akila, I'm going to give you 2 minutes on the clock. But in the meantime, will you guys please click the arrow at the top? If there's someone here that you resonate with, that you feel like, I want to stay in touch with them, click that arrow, give them a quick follow, and then I want you to do what we do every week. Hit them in the DMs, start a quick conversation, say hello. MattyJ will probably ask you what your CRM system is, but say hello and say hello and ask a question if you do have a question. Everyone here is very, very friendly and willing to help you. So Akila, Miss Cash Flows, you have 2 minutes on the clock to tell us who you are, how you can be found, and what it is that you actually have to offer.
Once again, I am Mrs. Cash Flows on IG, MRSCASHFLOWS. I help businesses get funded. It doesn't matter what needs to happen because I'm going to construct it to make it so. I want to let you know that with this new Metro 2 compliance that we have and rolling out, and we're seeing great results, I am charging $1,200 typically in order to clean up your personal credit. Anyone who knows that credit repair goes anywhere from $1,800 to $2,500 plus. But with my system, it doesn't matter what you got going on, child support, delinquencies, bankruptcies, public notices, we can get everything removed. And anyone that's here on this live, I'm going to go ahead and offer $997. That is huge. $997 to get your credit repaired fully. And you can do so by just texting them or DMing me, because it's going down in the DM, okay? DM me the word credit and I will get back to you. Or if you have any questions, we can also set up a consultation to make that happen. I hope I gave up some value. Please, please, please reach out. This is what I live for. This is the first time that I've ever been involved in any business that I'm emotionally attached to. So I am really invested in your success, because every time that I help someone and I see someone avoid going through what I went through, it's like I'm saving that same person who was drowning back in 2019. So thank you again, Tamika, for having me. You know how I love you and I love this platform. It's been amazing, guys.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you again for coming and giving out the game. Guys, please make sure you get connected. Do all the things that I spoke about a moment ago. And I see there's a question, but I'm going to do the, oh, okay. All right. They're asking a question for Dontel. Dontel is coming up next. Okay. All right. I hope I can get back to that question. All right, Dontel, you actually have a question, but we're going to wait until later to ask you. You're going to go up next. So let me just reset real quick. Those of you who are here, you guys are watching the Masterclass Marathon. I don't even think I introduced myself. My name is Coach Tamika James, and I created this because I knew that Instagram Live is a place where we all frequent. But when we're doing our own masterclasses independently, what happens is this, because I'm a person in business and I know how it works. You have to go and say, hey, will you please come to my masterclass? Will you click this link? And you have to get people to come in privately to get the information that you have that you know that they need. But Instagram Live is a place where people frequent. There are so many people here. And then when there are 4 of us on the screen, what are we doing? We're sharing our audiences. We're interacting. We're creating this whole circle. And it's a beautiful thing, because it doesn't matter how small or big you are. Another follow could change the trajectory of your business. We are also here, and let me tell you what this is about. We are creating impact. We're not here just, well, yeah, we get a chance to tell you what services we offer, but we're here for impact. I understand that everyone that speaks here has something that you need to hear about that just might change your life or your business. So I'm excited about continuing to do this every week. We're here on Saturdays at 12, and we're here on Sundays at 7 p.m. Eastern. So without further ado, I am going to now bring up Mr. Dontel Antonio, the
What's going on?
content
What's going
king.
on?
Woo, let's go. Let's go. It is your turn. 13 minutes on the clock and then 2 minutes
Okay,
to
first
tell
of
us how to
all,
connect with
Coach
you.
Tamika, I want to thank you for the platform. Miss Cashflow, MattyJ, y'all killing it. And I want to, give y'all that love because y'all dominating. I love that. Right? That's the biggest thing. Because sometimes what we do go unlooked, right? Unseen. And as entrepreneurs, that shit mess up our minds sometimes. So it's dope to go out and commend somebody from doing their thing. And when it comes to content, I teach people how to make impactful content, right? Sometimes people just put out content to show all this flashy stuff or all this BS, right? I call it, the thing that I do is called the raw truth. I teach you how to create content that impact others, that help others, that serve others, right? Because if we don't serve others, then we ain't serving nobody. Because we ain't serving ourselves. We ain't serving the people. So that means that content is going unseen. And then you worry like, man, why my content ain't doing nothing? Because you ain't giving nothing. So that's what I do. I help you find out where that's at and go deep down and understand what's your purpose. Why you got started in that business. 9 times out of 10, the reason why you got started in that business relates back to your story. But a lot of times you scared to share your story because you think about what people going to say, how they going to judge you, right? How they going to tear you down instead about how many people you going to impact and build up from your story, right? So I help you figure that out. And I've been doing this for over a decade, but a lot of times I just been behind the scenes. I wasn't in front. I've been helping some of these entrepreneurs you see for a long time. I've been giving them my message, my voice, my plays. But what happened is some of them started catching amnesia. And so I said, well, let me move from behind the camera and get to the front of the camera because I know I can serve more people because my integrity is real. What I do is real. I love it. So I want you to find out what it is that you do and why and start figuring out how you can serve and stop putting out content every 2 seconds. Yo, I got this special. Oh, come buy this. Come get this thing. Because by you saying that, I ain't going to share that shit. I ain't going to share that because that don't resonate with me. That resonate with you. So what I want to show you guys right now is how to put out impactful content. And it's a framework that I love to use, right? And it's about value. Let's give value and not try to sell. You can sell in your captions or you can sell on the back end because most of the money of all times is made on the back end. But y'all trying to sell on the front end, but they don't never make it to the back end because they ain't never come through the front end, right? So you got to start understanding what it is that you're doing and who you talking to. So start understanding who this piece of service that you created is for and learn everything about that person. Stop trying to talk to everybody because when you talk to everybody, you really don't know nothing about nobody. You just guessing. Then you can't document the process like Matty because Matty know who he talking to because he can look back and be like, dang, who this resonate with? Who was this for? Right? And so think about who your service is for or who your courses is for, education is, and talk to them. But I ain't talking about just that regular, avatar. Go deep down, emotionally connect to them. Oh, is this a woman that has a child that went through this, that went through that? Her name might be Keisha. Her name might be this. But you need to know more about it. She might have lost her mama, so you can talk to her a little deeper. Right? So you got to go deeper with your content. Stop being shallow. Because every time you become shallow, you got other sharks in that ocean with you, and they doing the same thing you doing. So the deeper you go, you become, by yourself, right? So start going deeper. Create a list of 100 problems, right? A lot of times people can't get through the first 10. And if you get through the first 10, guess what happens? You start talking about things that the people on the other side resonate with differently because nobody else is talking about it. That first 10, everybody talking about. So just start going deeper with your content. Start making sure that it's purposeful. And when you get value, this is how you do it. I think about the problem first. And once I think about the problem, then I think about the solution. And from the solution, what I love to do is always give them actionable steps that they can take right now. Right? So inside of my content, if you go look, I always give them something they can take right now. Because if they can take it right now, they can apply it right now. And guess what? That's a small win. That small win converted to big wins. And 9 times out of 10, if you said it from here, you're going to connect and resonate with them. And guess what's going to happen? That resonation and that connection is going to connect to your bank account later. But we ain't thinking about it now because now you get to build more people. The more people you build, the more troops you got in your village. So you can go to war with anybody because you done helped so many people and you're not in it by yourself. So you ain't a nobody. Right? So start giving more. So let's give when it comes to content instead of always trying to take. A lot of content we see out here, they trying to show you this lifestyle, show you this, show you that. You don't got to do that. All you got to do is you. Do you 100%. And stop being fearful. Stop being shy. I know it's scary as hell to get in front of this camera if you don't know yourself. Right? So that's why we help you know yourself. You know, you need somebody to help you say it's okay to say this. When I talk, people like, man, that man crazy. That man be cussing. He be doing all this because I don't got nobody above me pulling no strings. I've been a full-time entrepreneur since 2010. I put up every single dollar for my own career. So nobody on earth can tell me what I can't or cannot do. Right? And so a lot of times we get stuck in this corporate mindset that we got to get in front of this camera and be all preppy, all of that. No, just get in front of this camera and be yourself. The more transparent you be, the more easy it becomes to create content. Because right now you don't know who you are. You don't know who you talking to. You don't know what to say. So that's why you ain't putting out no content. That's why your business ain't scaling. Because nobody know you exist. This commodity, everybody's selling something similar. But whoever the loudest is the person that the people going to resonate with because they see them. Right? I don't care if you dope as hell. You can be dope as hell, but if I don't know you exist, how am I going to come to you? So start putting out content that resonates with that person that you made this for. And don't worry about money that didn't reach your pocket that wants your money anyway, so you don't got to talk to everybody. Just talk to that one person and understand that one person because it's a million of that one person. And if you make $1 from all those, you just made your $1 million, right? Stop thinking about the money, but just think about the people and how many people that you can impact. And understand that impactful content changes the world. We know all these people like Matty. We know Coach Tamika. We know all these people because they content. If Matty stayed a ghost behind the scene, we wouldn't know nothing about Matty unless we was in them rooms. But when he started posting content, we fell in love with his personality and who he was. So we tuned into what he had to offer. So y'all got to start realizing that have something to offer or become a servant. The more you serve, the more you receive. So just really understand your content. Don't make it hard. Don't overthink it. And don't think that you're in this by yourself. And it's so many platforms. Use these channels, but figure out that one channel that you dominate and you love the most. You don't got to go on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube all at the same time if you don't got the system and the people to help you because that shit is hard. So just pick one and dominate that mug, like dominate crazy. You should be, if you on Instagram, you should be using the stories, the lives, the comments. You need to go interact with other people. You got to start letting people see you, right? Don't make this shit harder than what it is. Don't overthink it. And you can bulk your content. You can shoot all your content for the whole month in one day for about 4 hours if you know what it is that you're offering for that month. Stop trying to offer 12 million different things. Offer one thing and focus on it until you reach that goal that you're trying to reach. Too many of y'all say, now I got 12 million businesses. So you're trying to talk to 12 million different audiences. That's why you can't put out no content. Talk to one person and understand those pains and service those pains. How much time I got left? I can go all day too. I got 5, so we're going to put 5 on it, right? So I want you to take 5 hours one day this week, and I want you to create 20 pieces of content, right? So create 20 pieces of content, but inside that content, what I want you to do is tell your story, show your process. I want you to show some testimonials or some results. I want you to give nothing but value, and I don't want you to sell them this month. I just want you to give them this month. For the whole month, give them, and don't archive it if that shit don't get no likes and views. Don't archive it. Keep it on your page because we're not doing it for likes and views, because once you start putting out more content in that same arena, guess what's going to happen? New people going to come to your page, and they're going to start scrolling down that page, and they're going to get so much value that they ain't going to want to leave your page. They're going to binge watch it like it's a P-Valley or something. You know what I'm saying? And then guess what? They're going to buy into whatever it is that you offer. Now you can change their life, but you got to be the one that put in that time. You got to put in the time. You got to shoot the content. You got your cell phone. You don't need no videographer. Go get a little ring light, or if you don't got that, go outside in the daytime and talk your talk. But make sure that you give the whole time, right? Don't be selfish with it. Don't think like if I tell them this sauce, then they're going to take my sauce and run off with it. We weren't talking to them anyway. If they got to run out with it, they're going to have to keep coming back to eventually. They're going to be like, yo, can you just help me some more? Right? So stop worrying about what people going to do, how they're going to run out. Just put it into the universe, and it's going to always come back no matter what. All right. I ain't even going to use my whole time. If y'all got any questions, what I want y'all to do is make sure y'all put them in because it's about y'all. I ain't even say who I was because it didn't matter. What matters is you guys. Right? And make sure that you get on everything that you can. Get in every room that you can. Get on every live. And every time that you get on live, make sure you ask a question. Make sure you jump on. Make sure you interact with these people because the little fish always become the big fish. You never know who's going to be that guy tomorrow. Don't just chase the guy that you see today. Make sure you treat everybody with the utmost respect because that's going to let you last long. I just be happy to be in the room. You know, I be excited for real. Like, I be like, yo, like I see Matty the other day, like, yo, King, I love what you doing. I seen him probably once before. We all live in Atlanta, but I don't be out and about because I love myself, man, and I don't know how to play games. Like, I just learn how to be myself, and some people can't adapt to that, so I just stay to myself. But it's so many kings and queens in the cities that's killing it, and I respect them, and every time I see them, I let them know. Because it's dope to let people know that you see them and you cheerlead them and you want to see them win so they can keep going and they can keep impacting others because a lot of our community, we don't got real leaders. So you guys got to fall in love with whoever y'all see, but y'all got to make sure that y'all keep them on a swivel and make sure that they keep doing good because it's up to them to plant them seeds. I'm out. Oh, yeah, I'm Dante. I'm the king of content.
That boy going
Yes.
Yo, make sure y'all follow everybody over there. Like, everybody is dominating. Like, don't play around, man, and reach out to everybody. Network with everybody. You know what I'm saying? See how you can be a servant.
Servant, you said it. You know, I love everything that you said because getting real and showing up and being in the room, I mean, you said a whole lot of things that everyone needs to hear. So I pray that you were taking notes, and I pray that everyone that was listening, that you didn't take for granted the words that came out of his mouth. And I think that's usually what happens. You're hearing presentations and you're doing 5 things and you're not really paying attention, but you are where you are supposed to be at all times. Those of you who are on this live, you're here because you're supposed to be here right now, hearing what you're hearing. You're supposed to be seeing the faces of the people that you're seeing at this moment in time in your life. There's something here for you. So do not take it for granted. So please take notes. Please get connected. We're not here just to show up once again. So hit the DMs, get in the DMs and say hello and start talking, start a conversation because someone here has something that you need, or you might be someone that they need. Let me tell you something. Sometimes you connect with people and you're trying to connect with them, but they need you. So reach out. Just do it. I don't know who I'm talking to or what it is that exactly is going to occur next, but someone needed to hear that. So listen up. Thank you so much for what you just shared. And I do want to give you 2 minutes on the clock. Wait. There was a question. Let's get to it before that because you did have some more time. As long as my finger will let me get to the question. All right, Dontel, all right. What was the first thing we do once we're in business together? I make luxury crystal infused candles. What's the first thing we do once we're in biz together?
What's the first thing that we, like, who in business with who though? In business with me or in business with somebody else? I'm just gonna say if we talking in business together, we figure out what the objective is, right? And then from there, then we start making sure we work backwards so we can meet the objective. And if you're in business with me, we're gonna do business to grow the brand. We're gonna do business to make sure that the content is impactful. Whenever you're in business, just make sure you do business, Queen.
All right, now there's a follow-up question from the same person. And she wants to know, I don't have as much as you charge. Is there anything I can do to be of service to you for your help, please? And that's coming from the Swedish Gems. She has an infused candle business.
Just DM me. Let's talk about it, right? So we got funding options. We got so many different options. I tell people all the time, you got to do what you got to do to invest, right? Because time is the most important thing ever. And as we all know, if they invest in themselves, they're going to appreciate whatever you saying, and they're going to apply everything that you saying, other than if it was a barter or other if you just gave it to them for free. So all you got to do, and I'm going to say my offer and everything right now in this time frame, right? So what I want y'all to do is I want y'all to DM me the word content. I literally got a content mastery, where I teach you how to create impactful content so you can resonate with your audience, but I also show you how to move that content to make sales from that content. And I'm not going to tell you what's in it. I'm not going to tell you how much it is. If you're serious about investing in yourself, I want you to DM me the word content. And literally, you'll have to make a small down payment, but we also got funding options if you got a 620 credit score and you make over $40,000 a year. So it is funding options. But this literally going to have you get out your shell if you're in your shell. It's going to teach you how to create the correct content, and it's going to teach you all of the systems to move that content to turn them into currency.
All right. Right. Well said. Well said. So DM him the word content. All right. Listen, click out, click in, take a note, make sure that you do it. Make sure, okay, we're gonna be right here. All right. We're not leaving, we're not going anywhere. So thank you so much. Now there's another question that's in here, and it looks like it's general to everyone. How important is sales and closing to you guys? Whoever wants to chime in.
Everything.
How important
is
sales and closing to you guys?
That's where it happens at. A lot of people don't follow up, and they try to, get the sale on the front end, and it don't happen. You got to follow up. You got to close. You got to keep staying consistent. It don't matter if somebody tell you it's not today. Figure out what day is going to be the day, and don't let them go. Like we're gonna follow up until you die or you buy. You choose.
C to the E to the O. Do you have a response to that?
So like what movie was ABC always be closing. So a lot of people, there's a process. Now the terminology that's utilized is a funnel. But I realized that a lot of people don't know what the top of the funnel looks like. And top of the funnel, it's marketing. Marketing, for me, how I define marketing is your ability to be in the right room with the people that you want to actually help. And like Dontel was mentioning, a lot of people don't know who they want to help. They don't know who they want to serve. So if I sell basketball shorts, I need to know who needs basketball shorts. So I need to make a list of all the places that I'm going to find people who want basketball shorts. So whether it's a park, a basketball gym, that's the process of marketing. Me finding the location of where my audience is at. And then I move into the next realm, which is advertising. Just because I'm in the right room doesn't mean they know that I exist. So I need to announce myself. I need to advertise. I need to get their attention. That's that process. And then after I advertise, then I can start communicating with the individual who wants to tap into my services, which is the process of, for me, sales. Communicating, just simply put, sales is communicating your problem, your solution to a problem, and how you're going to be able to provide value to that person. And then after I go through the process of sales, I then tap into the branding aspect. A lot of people who sell products or services don't actually use it themselves. I'm not going to go ahead and go to the basketball court, sell a gym shorts, not wearing the basketball shorts. So I want to make sure that my brand is consistent on the messaging that I want to be able to serve the people, whatever product or service I have. And the last one is promotion. A lot of times we use the word promotion in replace of marketing, like I'm promoting my business. But for me, promotion is incentivizing somebody that you've already convinced or communicated your value to be able to run the play today. So like he said, either you're going to buy or we're going to sell you until you die. So there has to be a system in place with that process, because you can't be talking to one person forever. You have to have a system that has to follow up with them, to nurture the relationship, so you can be able to turn that relationship into a championship. So that's my process of sales. It's called MASS BP: marketing, advertising, sales, branding, and promotion.
And my take on how important are sales to us, very important. Sales, it is what drives the business. Without sales, you can't hire more people. You can't improve the business. You can't do the next thing. You're literally where you are. So it's extremely important. However, the way that I see sales is that I am selling to someone who needs the product, who has identified that what I have is what they need. I am also selling to a person who can purchase something today, but they can live on in my business, and there's something else that we can do in the future. So we're busy getting a sale today and then looking forward to getting a new customer and another one and another one. Well, the question is, how can you be supportive to the one customer over and over again? And that is how you easily do sales, because it costs us more money to obtain a new customer than it does to sell back to the same person. And it's very comfortable to be able to support someone who's already in your ecosystem with something else. Guess what else happens? They already trust you, and it's easier for them to hit the buy button. You don't have to do all of this extra work, showing up, trying to tell all of these extra things, do all this stuff. They already trust you. And that's it. That's how I see it.
And my take on that was, you know, when it comes to closing sales, you always need to be selling every single day. So that's one thing. So your business needs to be open every single day. So if you're on Instagram or Facebook or anywhere and you're not sharing like your business in your stories or going live on IG, that means that your business is closed for today if you don't have like a brick and mortar. So you always need to be sharing your business and sharing. Yeah, and sharing your business and sharing your offer with people every single day.
Yeah. And one last thing that I'm going to add has nothing to do with the question itself, but guess where I'm going in a few weeks? A conference on just sales and closing. If you know that there's more that you need to know about a thing, you need to go to the place where they're going to give you the information. This conference is nothing but sales and closing. So I'm going to where the information is located. I don't want to hear about nothing else but sales and closing for those couple of days in Vegas. All right? That's what you got to do. Go to where the answers
Well, congratulations.
All right.
Take me with you.
Okay. So
wait, where's the conference at? Who's hosting the conference?
Listen, I'll tell you all about it. It is Brad. What is his name? Bradley. You know.
Well, send me the information.
Yeah. So it's Closer School. I will. And I'm excited about it, you know? And they also are going to do like segments where we're going to role play. So listen, when you learn something new, you got to put it into action immediately, or else you're going to. Yeah. All right. Okay. Let's get to our next speaker, who is Miss Christina. All right. I am Christina Yvette. You are coming up to the forefront. Let me get the timer on. And then I'm going to go next. Okay. I'm going after you.
All right.
Okay.
So thank you so much, Tamika, for having me. Thank you for all of the other speakers that came before me. And I'm excited to be here on this masterclass, as I am committed to this masterclass, and I come every single weekend because I'm here to educate you guys. So my name is Christina Yvette. I am a passive income strategist, and I help people create multiple streams of income. Me, myself, I was a registered nurse, and I retired from nursing at the age of 31 years old last year at the height of the pandemic, when nurses were making over $100 an hour. And the reason that I was able to do that was because I invested my money. I invested my paycheck. So I started working in my career at making $21 an hour. I saved up $25,000, and I was able to buy my first real estate investment property, which I bought it for $89,000 and I flipped it for $235,000. And so that is when I finally realized, that was that mindset shift when I said investing is the way to go. Investing is the only way that I'm going to be able to leave my career at a young age. And so I gave myself a deadline of 10 years, and I did it in 8. And so today I have 8 different streams of income, and I'm going to talk to you guys about a few different streams of income today. So the first stream of income that I'm going to talk to you guys about is the foreign exchange market. Okay, so the foreign exchange market is the largest financial market in the world. Okay, and on a daily basis, it's day trading. So on a daily basis, over $6 trillion is being traded on this market. Okay, so it's your job to secure a little bit of that $6 trillion. And the way you do that is you can do it actively by trading. So you have to learn Forex, and you have to, practice and fine tune that skill set, or you can do it passively. And so the way I do it, I was actively trading Forex, and I was also working my my career, and it became too tedious. It was too much for me to get into a trade at like 5 o'clock in the morning and then clock in at 6 o'clock and have to manage that trade for 12 hours while I was working in the hospital. So I found out that you can actually do it passively, and the way you do that is by investing in a PAM account, and PAM stands for percentage allocation money management, and that is when you actually put the trading to a fund manager, and that fund manager is a trader. So what you do is you leverage someone else's expertise and someone else's skills. You do not have to always be the smartest person in the room. As long as you know who the smartest person in the room, then you can leverage that individual in order to make yourself some money. So that's exactly what we do. We leverage traders that have 15 years of experience, or over 15 years of experience, in order to do the trading for us, okay? And the way a PAM account works is you open up a brokerage account with a foreign exchange broker, and it could be any broker that you want. It could be forex.com, it could be Hugo's Way, it could be anything, okay? And you fund your account, and then you attach your PAM account to a master account. The master account is the account that is being traded by the trading team, and usually it's a manual trader, and then they use AI, so they use bots and stuff like that, okay? So now with the master account, because they are trading multiple investors' account, right? They're trading my account, they're trading Tamika's account, they're trading Jack's account. They are not able to trade our account individually. It's impossible. So what they do is they only trade one account. So that's why there's a master account, okay? So that one master account is being traded, and all of our accounts are reaping the benefits because we're attached to the master. So every single account that the master account, every single trade that the master account gets into, our account gets into as well, okay? So that is pretty much copy trading, but you have less control because there's other investors involved, so they don't give you any ability to close your trades or anything like that, okay? So that is that in a nutshell is the foreign exchange market PAM account, okay? So if you do not know anything about the foreign exchange market, you definitely need to Google it and find out some more information, because that is a way that you can start building passive income today. That is a way that you can start building wealth, okay? Because people, they think that, that they can only make anywhere between 8 to 10% interest per year. But in actuality, you can make like 10, 15, 20% in a month, okay? But another thing, a disclaimer, is that these types of investments are risky, okay? So you only want to risk what you're willing to lose, okay? You do not want to risk your life savings or anything like that, okay? And so now let me dive into another account. So that's just one stream of income. I'm going to dive into another one. Hopefully I can get to all 7. I'm talking really fast. The second one is index fund investing. Index fund investing is when you are investing in the stock market, okay? And allocation of your funds is very important, okay? So you have to allocate your asset appropriately. So I always tell everybody, you need to be diversified. You cannot put all of your eggs in one basket, okay? So for example, remember when there was a crash in 2008 with the real estate market? Imagine if you had your entire net worth in that market. That means that you lost your entire net worth, okay? So in order for you to be safe, you need to be diversified. So I always tell people, have 20% in real estate, 20% of your net worth in the stock market, 20% into your business or an emergency fund, or your policy, your life insurance policy. Have 20% into crypto, have 20% into the foreign exchange market, okay? So that's diversification. So now let's go back to the stock market, right? So you can either invest in stocks and choose one company, right? If you wanted to choose Apple or Facebook or Google, whichever one you want. But what if Google went out of business today? Right? So you put all your eggs in one basket and you just only invested in Google and they went out of business. That means that you just lost your net worth, right? Think about like Toys R Us and all of these companies that are going bankrupt. Now, another option is for you to actually invest in an index. An index is when you have certain shares in an indice, okay? And there's certain indices. You have the S&P 500, you have the Dow Jones, you have the NASDAQ, okay? So you're going to choose an index. I like the S&P 500 because, and it stands for Standard & Poor's 500. And so it's domestic, it's here in the United States, and it's you're tracking the top 500 companies in this country. Okay, so imagine you investing in the S&P 500, you are very diversified, because now instead of you putting all of your money into one company, you're putting your money is being spread across 500 different companies. Okay, these are the top 500 companies in the United States, so their performance is really high. And the thing that I love about the S&P 500 is that if one of these companies are not performing as well up to the standard, they are removed from the indice, and that other company that was waiting at 501 now moves up. Okay, so that's the thing that I actually absolutely love. So now you're getting a small percentage of these top 500 companies. Now let's talk about asset allocation, okay, and what type of indexes to buy. So now there is a certain asset class that you want to get into. So there's 6 different index funds that you want to purchase. The first one is domestic equities, where you're investing here in the United States, and you can do it through the S&P 500. The second one is through Reits, which is the Real Estate Investment Trust, which is a publicly traded trust. And that is you actually being in a real estate investor, okay? So you don't have to go knocking on people's doors trying to collect the rent on the first of the month. You are now a passive real estate investor where you're invested into a trust, and that trust owns commercial properties like malls and let's say public storage units and big corporate like shopping centers and stuff like that. Okay, so with this trust, they have to actually give all the money to their beneficiaries or their shareholders, which is you. So you tend to make a very high return when it comes to the REITs. Okay, so now that's one thing, which is your REITs. The next one is emerging markets. Those are your third world countries like China, right? China is a big country. They got companies that are billion-dollar companies, but they're still third world. So you definitely don't want to put all your eggs in one basket by only investing in the United States. You have to also invest overseas, abroad, in other companies. For example, Alibaba, AliExpress. I always give this example because that's a billion-dollar company. It's very similar to Amazon, but it's not here in the United States. So do you want to also invest in those billion-dollar companies as well? Yes, well, you do it through the emerging market index, okay? The next one is international index. So you have all these people who are driving foreign cars, right? You got the Mercedes and all of these other cars. So those companies are not here in the United States, right? They're based in Germany, they're based in Japan and all these other places, right? So you are also investing in those big companies as well, but through the international index market. Okay, so those are so right now just listed 4, which is the REITs, the domestic, which is index, the S&P 500. What was the other one I did? REITs, domestic, international, and emerging markets. So now the last 2 are the bonds. So you have inflation protected bonds, which is vitally important because guess what? Inflation is at its all-time high. Inflation is at 8% and it's only climbing. It's probably almost at 9% now. So that means that your dollar is not your dollar, okay? Your dollar is not worth your dollar anymore. So right now, it's worth 1.00, but in 20 years, is it going to be worth that? No, it's probably going to be worth 75 cents or less. So that's why you want to invest in inflation protected bonds, because that means that it preserves the value of your currency or your investment. Okay. And the last one is intermediate treasury bonds, because we all know that the government is going to pay you back your money and they're going to pay it back with interest. Okay. So now that is the stock market as a passive stream of income for you when it comes to the index funds. Okay. The next one I want to dive into is crypto. I freaking love crypto. And I want to talk to you guys about dual asset mining. So that is when you actually are, she said 1 minute. What was that? I didn't hear you, Tamika. Okay. So so when it comes to crypto, right, you can buy and hold crypto, which is nice. Or what you can do is you can leverage the crypto that you already own, right? So let's say that you are buying and holding Bitcoin, right? So you're just going to let the Bitcoin sit there and collect dust, and wait, 5 years for it to appreciate to 300K. Or what you can do is you can leverage it and still own it. So that means that you're going to stake it. You're going to allow these brokerage to have liquidity in the market, and in return they're going to give you a high APY. Okay, and these APYs are like ridiculous. They're like 3 digits. They're the highest that I've gotten was 445%. Okay, so let me just give you for simple math, let's just say that your APY is 365, right? And there's 365 days in a year. That means that you're making 1%. So what you're doing is you're flipping these smart contracts. I know you've heard of smart contracts, okay? So what you're doing is you are going to stake your Bitcoin. You're going to get into a 24-hour contract in exchange for a percentage, okay, for some interest. Okay, I see that that's my time. So sorry I didn't get to finish, but what I want to do is what I want to tell you is I have a brand. It's called 7 Ways to Wealth, where I teach you about these 8 different streams of income. Okay, so if you want to have multiple streams of income, if you want to stop depending on one stream of income, if you want to retire young, I'm not talking about you working 40 hours and retiring at 65. 65, that's no quality of life. Okay, you need to retire now in your 20s, in your 30s, in your 40s, and enjoy life. So if you want multiple streams of income, then go ahead and hit that arrow and follow me and DM me so that I can so that you can join the community. Okay, I have a community. It's called 7 Ways to Wealth, where I teach you all this information. There is there's a members area with like 100 different videos, plus we meet on Zoom every single week on Wednesday. It's only $17 right now. It's going up to $77, and I'm also having a free masterclass next week. And all you have to do is text the word masterclass to 305-749-9215. I'm going to put it in the chat, 305-749-9215. Thank you so much, Tamika, for letting me on this masterclass. I'm super excited.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you for coming back and just giving us the game. 7 Ways to Wealth. Oh my gosh. And it's crazy because your program is 7 and you have 8. Like, oh, you're just exceeding everything people with.
Yes.
Like, that's so dope. So I'm excited about everything that you always share, because what you actually show us is that you break it down and you know what you're talking about. So even though you're pushing through multiple streams of income, the information flows off your tongue, and I absolutely love that. So please don't go away. Just always keep coming back and sharing this knowledge. There were some questions that people had. I can't even scroll back to see them. So what I'm going to ask is that those of you who had questions for Christina, I am Christina Yvette, make sure that you DM her. There's an arrow at the top. Give her a quick follow now, and then go into the DMs and ask that question. She is super friendly, and she will make sure that she answers you. She is always all around the world. She was just in Canada the other day, and then she was on a yacht yesterday. But she is there for you, okay? So make sure you ask her your questions, all right? Yes, they say you're very well spoken. So thank you so much. I was trying
to go as fast as possible. But yes, DM me and I will be able to answer any and every question that you have. Thank you so much.
All right, absolutely. Okay, so you guys are watching the Masterclass Marathon. We are here every Saturday and Sunday at 12 o'clock on Saturdays, and Sundays we're here at 7 p.m. every week. We have many different speakers that come on. We are here to share, to give out the game about whatever it is that we know. So we do a 13-minute presentation, and then we hop in and we tell you what it is that we, where you can find us and what we actually have to offer. Okay, so if you want to speak on the Masterclass Marathon, you will go to masterclassmarathon.com and you'll get yourself registered and you'll be able to speak. All right, so I'm going to go next. And everyone, can you make sure that you guys all mute real quick? And I will go next with my presentation. I'm going to get the clock ready for myself, and I'm excited to be here. So listen, I'm the one who runs this thing, but I like speaking too, because I'm an entrepreneur and I love helping people, helping other entrepreneurs. All right, guys, I'm ready to rock and roll. Let's go. Let's go. All right. So I am Coach Tamika James. I help you to monetize your knowledge. So that's basically what I do as a life and business coach. And I'm super excited about being able to do that because monetizing your knowledge has everything to do with taking that thing that you know and being able to get paid for it. And a lot of us are literally not taking this serious enough, like something that you know that maybe no one else is even talking about and you keep it to yourself. Like that's so not fair. So that's what I help with. But today, in the space of you being a person who likes to help, I'm talking to my coaches, I'm talking to teachers, I'm talking to people with information. And when I say the word teacher, I'm not like talking about like a school teacher. I'm talking about a person, you consider yourself a person that doesn't mind teaching other people. So that is who I'm talking to today. Today, my presentation is called Speak or Not Be Heard. Guys, speak or not be heard. If you don't show up, you will not be heard. Okay, so once again, speak or not be heard. So today I have two things that I really want to cover, and it is agendas. Okay, so when you are a teacher, a speaker, when you're a coach, you're that person that has information, you have to have an agenda if you're going to create a program. So that's my area of expertise, helping you create and build that program. Now, on the inside of your program, you have to have an agenda that you build out so that the people who come in get information that you need them to have in an organized fashion. And then you have to have a second type of agenda, which is a public speaking agenda. Now, you know what I know? A lot of you haven't built out your programs yet because you're nervous about speaking. You're nervous about being able to speak to people privately, and you're really, really nervous about speaking to people publicly. So I want to kind of break down a couple of things today and help you to kind of know what you should be doing. And I want to give you the definition of public speaking before I go any further. The definition is speaking to a group of people in an organized way, to give information, to influence, or to persuade, or to entertain the listeners. Now, I know when it comes down to like your content, some of you are nervous about posting the content where you have to entertain. Well, listen, let me tell you something. You're always entertaining, okay? Whether you know it or not. It's just how it is. Some people are entertained by your voice. They're entertained by the things that you do. They're entertained when you educate them. They're entertained for a lot of reasons. But you got to understand that this is something that you're actually doing, whether you embrace it or not. So I want to tell you guys about, in regards to creating your agenda, whether it's public or private, I want to share a quick story about a moment in time when I am a life and business coach right now, guys, but there was a point in time when I was in the beauty industry and I had this thing that I wanted to teach, right? And it was a technique that I created. Literally, y'all, I created this thing. I was waking up every day and I had to find a solution to something. Well, when I found the solution, I knew that I had to share it with the world. So let me tell you what I did. Y'all come closer. I went straight to the top. I went to the person who I needed to talk to, who could put me in front of other people. And this is why I'm saying, you got to know your agenda. You got to know what it is that you want to happen. You got to understand what you need to say publicly and privately. So I went straight to the top. And I'm talking about Mr. Dudley, who was the owner of the largest black hair company in the world, okay? So basically, I went to him. I didn't want nobody else. I went straight to him and I shook his hand and I said, "Hello, Mr. Dudley. I have something that your company does not offer, and I want to tell you more about it." So I gave him the details about the thing, and let me tell you what happened next. A few days later, after I gave him my spill, told him everything he needed to know, he got his top person in the company to give me a call and to say, that girl Tamika James. I wasn't Coach Tamika James at the time. He was like, "I need you to call her." So she called me and she said, "Mr. Dudley wants to fly you down to find out about what you were talking about." Listen, my title today is Speak or Not Be Heard. And you need to know who you need to be speaking to. Now, earlier they were talking about you need to know who it is that is your audience. You cannot just be saying things to the wrong people. Once again, I went straight to Mr. Dudley. I don't need his second in line, his third, fourth in line. They might mess up my message. I'm going straight to the top, okay? So Mr. Dudley flew me down, and I ended up doing what we called a mock class. And the mock class was mock because it never, ever happened. It was because it was a thing that I was able to teach that no one else ever taught, okay? So I did this class, and then here's where the agenda part of my story comes in again, y'all. Let me tell y'all. So Mr. Dudley says, "All right, we want to hire you. We're going to bring you on board on our staff. Now, this company doesn't hire people outside. You usually have to be educated, come up in the ranks, and then they will let you be an educator. Well, I'm on the outside. They bring me in. Then he says to me, well, do you know how to write a curriculum? And I said, and I'm looking dumb at, you know, for 2 seconds, but I snapped out of that. And I remembered that I was already writing curriculums because I was already teaching, but I was teaching very lightly on my own. And I'm gonna tell y'all something, when you connect with other people, you better come with your A game, okay? So that was what I had to do. So I snapped out of that and I said, yeah, I sure can. Let me tell you what ended up happening. I took the things that I already knew that I needed to teach, and I took the format that they said that they had, and I dropped my information in the format. So you don't need to think that it's always so tough. So I took that info, dropped it in, and now I created a curriculum. Now this curriculum was so tight because State Board of Cosmetology was who they were sending a curriculum to for the program to actually function. So I learned how to do it the right way outside of how I was doing it. Now, why am I talking about this agenda today? Because I teach you to create your program and to literally build it out. The same thing, whether it's the higher or the lower level, in your program, you got to have an agenda. Now, how do you build your agenda out if you are going to create this program on your own? Simply, guys, you are going to take who you are and what it is that you know and what you got over, what it is that you want to help someone with, and you're going to write down 10 things real quick in regards to what it was that you got over. Those are going to be the 10 things you're going to put on a sheet of paper. And now you're going to be able to build out your agenda, your internal agenda for your program. Now, the things that you're going to write out are the things that you care about. What is it that you got over that you need to help someone with? The next thing is going to be, what the other way to think about it is, what do people need to know? So you want to build your program, you're nervous about doing it, and you're like, what do I put in it? Those two things. What is it that you got through, and what is it that you know that people need to know? That's the simple way to literally put the stuff inside your program. Now, what you're going to do is sit and brain dump, okay? I want y'all to sit quiet. I'm going to give you a practical method of sitting and brain dumping. You're going to use a sound, which is 428HZ. 428HZ, go to YouTube, click on the sound, and then I want you to get earphones, AirPods, whatever. It needs to be in your ears. And you are going to sit for at least 15 to 20 minutes, and you are going to brain dump about that thing that you know that you want to help people with. Now, what is happening with this sound is it's breaking, like it's kind of like creating this white noise. It's a sound, but it keeps you from hearing anything else, and it helps you to think and to focus and manifest, okay? So now that you have this and you're focused on creating your program, you're going to start writing everything down in brain dump, okay? Now that you've brain dumped, you got these 10 things. Now, I want you to know that when you're creating your program, you don't know if the 10 things are going to be the 10 things. Let me tell you why. Because after you sit and think about it, some of the things that you brain dumped, and brain dump means you just let everything out on the paper. You don't think about it. You're going to go back and you're going to say, some of this stuff cannot exist in this program. I need you guys to hear me clearly. You know that you have this info, and you tell yourself, I need to tell these people everything I know. I'm going to throw up on them. I'm giving them everything. They're going to get this knowledge today. No, hold up. You can't give them everything, because the next thing I want to share with you when you're building out your program is it has to have a time frame. So you need to now decide on how long this program is going to run. So you're going to decide on the time. You're going to think of how much you want to charge based on what's going to be in it. And then you're going to begin to create the actual program. Now, if this program, I'm going to share it with you like this. If you decide it's going to be 30 days, you're going to have your 10 things that you want to put in the program, and you're going to stare at that list, and things that don't all make sense for that program, for the one reason why they're going to come in, which is what they need, and the transformation is what they get while they're there, and then what they are going to leave with. You have to think about these 3 things. When you figure this part out, then you will look at the info and see what stays and what goes into another program. I'm trying to help y'all to understand, in the coaching arena, there is an ascension ladder. And I don't know if you know about it, because some of you don't really call yourself a coach. Some of you really haven't gotten the real deal information, so you don't even know about these terms. But it is where you can have people in one program, you can take them up to another program when there's more that they need to know, and you can take them to another level of a program as well. So if you guys want to actually help yourself and you want to become a coach and create a program, you got to understand a rhythm of how it works. You can't be out here just trying to do anything. It doesn't work that way. So I want to share with you that when it comes down to speaking and making sure that people know who you are, the reason why, once again, you haven't created your program is because you're nervous about speaking privately with people, and you're super nervous about speaking with them publicly as well. So what I want to share with you is that the people who are going to jump into the programs that you have, they're going to connect with you and buy your program from a logical perspective or from an emotional perspective. Let me tell you what I'm talking about. On the logical side, the reason why they haven't actually connected with you and you think that you can't do it, I'm sorry, is because you never put anything together. So for you, you're saying to yourself, I don't even know if I can actually do this because logically I haven't done it before. Now I want you to think about the people that are connecting to you. When they're watching you, they're looking and thinking logically too. They're like, well, do I think that that person has what I need? So you have to show up and share with people the logical reasons why they should buy into your program. I gave logical to you from two perspectives just now, from you being nervous about showing up and from them thinking about whether they should join your program, okay? Now, the emotional side of everything is that you might be telling yourself, I don't know if I can do this because I'm just nervous, I'm scared, I don't have a plan. Well, I want to tell you, once you do have a plan and you understand what to do, you will not feel like that and you will actually move forward. I'm telling you, this is how it works. Now, emotionally, your customers are looking at you, and when you're telling them what you have to offer, they're going to say, is this something that is a burning desire that I need right now? So when you are speaking about your agenda, what it is that you actually have to offer, you have to hit it from an emotional perspective as well. Okay, I hope this information is helpful. It's hard to drop a lot of info in 13 minutes, but I literally wanted to give you the game on what it looks like to create your coaching program. Now, some of you are here, right? And you have a program that you want to build, or maybe you want to build it, maybe you have something, and you've been thinking about even speaking on this masterclass because you know that this is a place where you can tell people about who you are and what you do. But you're so nervous because you don't have all of the things you need to know. So what I want to share with you today is that I created a challenge, 3 days, so that I can help you to be able to speak, so you can know what you need to know, so you're not sitting on the other side watching all of us, because there are 2 more speakers that are coming up today. You're about to hear what they have to say, and you haven't spoken yet. You are sitting there and you're like, I don't know if I can do this. That's my 13-minute timer. I'll put my 2 minutes on now. I don't know if I can do this. So listen, I'm going to ask that you connect with me on 2 different things. One is that if you want to become a coach for real and you don't know what to do, I got the full-fledged program, okay? The whole thing. DM me, coach, okay? And I will send you information about that, okay? And then if you want to learn how to speak on the Masterclass Marathon, let me give you the game. DM me the word teach, okay? You got 2 words that you can DM me, and then we're going to start a conversation. And listen, I'm going to give you the game, okay? So I'm Coach Tamika James, a life and business coach. I coach in many different ways. I help my clients one-to-one with strategy. So I help you to plan, strategize, and to organize your life and your business. They're both connected. I also have a couple of programs. Become a Coach is where I help you to create your coaching program, to see who you really are before you build the program out, because everything that you're putting in a program, 9 times out of 10 came from you, what you didn't know, and now you want to give the game to someone else. And I also have this challenge that's coming up on July the 5th, and it is called the Teach and Speak Challenge. So DM me the word teach if you're interested in that. All right, I am done for today. I thank you all for listening. You guys are watching the Masterclass Marathon, okay? which one of you wants to go first? It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter. Like, whoever wants to go first, y'all let me know, and I'm gonna let you guys speak, and we're gonna do this.
It's up to him. I mean, do you want to go first? I don't mind going first.
Oh, you could go. You could go. It's fine.
Perfect.
All right. Okay. All right. You have the floor. Let me give you your timer. Those of you who are here, share this live with at least 10 people. This is the Masterclass Marathon. It's a place where you learn something you knew you needed to know or something you didn't even know you needed to know. Share this with 10 people. Let's go. You now had a 13 minutes on the clock.
Want to share this with a lot more than 10 people for sure. The game, the knowledge I'm about to give to you guys. And I don't need the whole 13 minutes. I'm kind of doing this off the fly. So I'm going to use one of my minutes just to say congratulations, Tamika. I know we just met, but I love what you're doing. Whenever you have the ability to bring people together, and inform them, give them more information, you're also transferring that energy too as well. So I felt some of your energy today. So I just want to say I appreciate you. I love what you're doing. I definitely know we're going to connect a little bit more. I know I have a lot of value I can bring, vice versa. So definitely would love to be able to connect with you. And I love what all the speakers said today, actually. I know my boy, the King of Content, was on earlier. I love what he said. I love his energy, too. It made me really, smile. It made me really feel good. So I'm like, man, I got to hop on here. I got to connect with this girl because if he's connected with you, I got to tap in somehow. So, guys, I'll go ahead and I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about me. But before I tell you guys a little bit about me, I just want to make sure the people watching this are actually taking notes. And I don't want to be the one to tell you guys that. You guys should have been taking notes ever since, right? But a little bit about me, guys. My name is Detrice Malsumo. So my first name is Detrice. My last name is Malsumo. My first name is actually a mixture of my mom's and my dad's. My dad's name is David. My mom's name is Beatrice. So we got my name put it Detrice. So I'm glad it worked out because it could have went south, right? So I was born in West Africa. Came to the United States when I was 6 years old. And fun fact is I came here when I was actually on Halloween. So I came Halloween. I'm like, man, what is this, America? I was shook. I was like, y'all sure? Yeah, y'all brought me here. But, so a little about me, I wasn't born in this country. I came from West Africa, came on Halloween. So, I was really, really shook. But when I came to the United States, because I came from a different country, I like the ability to communicate with people, right? I got made fun of a lot. I got bullied. I'm sure everybody here remember the African booty scratcher days, right? Everybody remember those days. So I was made fun of a lot just because of the customs, my belief, my morals, how I talked, how I communicated. And I started acknowledging the gap. And as an entrepreneur, you guys want to write this down. There's always a gap that you need to acknowledge. And that gap could be solving a problem. That gap could be giving more information, just like what Tamika was talking about. So at an early age, at age 6 years old, I started realizing the gap of communication between me and my peers. And that's what I was getting made fun of. So I took it personal, right? This, just like what Michael Jordan said, right? He takes things personal. I took it personal. I said, man, I can't, my current situation is my final destination. Just because I'm not good at communication right now doesn't mean I can't be better later on. So I took an initiative. I played sports. I was a regular high school kid, just like everybody else. Played sports. I played football, basketball, track, wrestling, everything. I did everything. And I did it because I wanted to communicate with each other. I wanted to, have people like me and trust me. And through that, I learned, a little bit of communication skills such as hand gestures. So you guys are going to see me moving my hands a lot. Moving your hands is so important because moving your hands, it's linked to your brain, so it helps you with your speech impediment. So if you feel like you're not speaking clearly or you're not speaking your mind, try moving your hands a little bit better. It's so good for you. So I started learning different tricks. Thankful for ESL, English as second language. Really taught me a lot when it came to communication when I was growing up. But, I graduated high school, went on to go play Division I football. So I played football. I played basketball in college too as well. And stuff went rock bottom for me, right? I got to college and I'm like, oh man, I'm at college right now. So I dropped out of college. I ended up going to California. I was homeless in California for a little bit. When I was homeless in California, it sucked. I was there struggling ups and downs, trying to figure out, what to do. I stayed at a hostel, slept on the beach some nights, some nights slept on the bunker and things like that. But the reason why I'm telling you guys is that I want to let you guys know that I'm just like everybody here, maybe even worse for some people, right? So we're all the same. Doesn't matter where you guys came from. So now I'll kind of jump into the story of how I actually went from making $16K a year to $232,000 my first year as an entrepreneur. And I'll tell you guys exactly how that happened. And after that year, I went on to go do $1.2 million. And then a year after that, here I am today. And my online course, my online business, I actually just did 1.3-4 million in the last year and a half. So I'll jump into that story. I'll tell you guys a little bit about me. And I'll tell you guys my 5 things that actually made me become a millionaire by the age of 24. So I'll tell you guys about that too as well. So I'll start off. So I started working at a job called LA Fitness, right? I was one of those gym membership guys selling your gym membership when you walk through the door. So I sold gym memberships, and I was really good at it. I was one of their fastest managers they ever had, right? So I did really, really well. One day, one of my friends came in. He's like, yo, Detrice, man, you're really good at this, man. How much do you make? That question really, really stuck to me till this day. And I told him, man, you know, I'm making like $30 a commission here, $15 here. And he started to chuckle at me. And man, I don't know if you guys ever felt disrespected in your life, but when someone ever laughed at your current situation, and I'm like, man, what are you laughing at, bro? I'm like, that's pretty good. I'm making $2,000 a month. You know, I'm 22 years old. And he's like, man, no disrespect, no disrespect. But I gotta tell you about, an opportunity. I actually have a marketing business, and I'm going to offer you $500 a commission for every deal you close. Boom, I shift my paradigm. For you guys don't know what a paradigm is how you view the world and opportunities in it. So a lot of you guys watching this right now, you probably see a lot of online gurus, a lot of online millionaires, but you don't know what they do because your paradigm isn't shifted yet. So I shifted my paradigm when he started telling me, yo, you can earn $500 a commission. And I'm used to earning 15. So everything changed. So 2 days later, I went in and I quit my job, and I took his opportunity. And the same day I took his opportunity, here comes bad news. He's like, man, well, what I thought was bad news. He's like, man, we had a good opportunity, but, it's not here no more. We found an even better one. I'm like, oh, man, bro, I just quit my job. What are you talking about? It's like, man, this guy named Boniface Agunzi has an e-commerce course teaching people how to, start and grow their own online business. He'll love to have you as a high-ticket closer. So I want you guys to write this down, high-ticket closer. You haven't heard about it. You're going to hear me talk about it a lot. So he told me I could earn another $500 a commission for every deal I closed, and he had his online course he was selling for $2,500. So I'll make $500 per sale. That year I went out when I quit my job. The same year I did $232,000 as a high ticket closer. So for you guys don't know what a high ticket closer is, there's millions of businesses online, right? Just like myself, just like Tamika and so many other speakers are on here. We're always marketing, we're always advertising, we're generating a lot of leads, right? Potential clients for our businesses. But the problem is, guess what? I'm doing lives like these. Tamika's doing lives like these. So I don't always have the time to close my own deals. I have hundreds of leads coming in every single day for my business that I just don't have the time to do. So for that reason, I hire a high ticket closer. So they close these leads, and they're not doing outbound. They're not doing cold calling, right? They're not harassing people. They actually are trained and they learn really good communication skills. And because of that reason, I pay them anywhere from 10% to 30% commission. So as a high ticket closer, you can make over $100,000 without even starting a business, because I did it. Right? And I documented the whole process, and I teach people how to do the same too as well. How to work with different influencers online, how to work with different coaches online to actually be able to earn a commission-based income. Right? So, I have a lot of my students right now that's earning anywhere from $100 per commission to as high as one of my students is earning $4,000 per commission. Right? Doing over $17,000 a month. Right? Just chilling, right? Picking up the phone and closing the deal. So that first year I did $232,000, and then I started realizing my value. I'm like, man, I'm really good at this. And the business I was closing for was like, yeah, you are good at this. So we confirmed it. And from that moment, I said, no, I'm going to grow a sales team here. I'm going to grow this empire that you started. I'm going to grow it. So I went on and I built a sales team of over 50 people for this business owner. And we went on to go do $1 million months. So we did $1 million months, and consistently too as well. We're crushing it. And then we came to a point where I was like, man, I'm tapping out, right? I'm tapping out, because there's always going to come a point as an entrepreneur where you just cap out. There's always a cap out. There's always levels to this shit, right? You guys hear it. No matter how much money you're making, there's always levels. You can cap out at $1 million. You can cap out at $2 million. But what you do is once you figure out that cap, you have to find a way around it. You have to keep improvising. You have to give more value. Value equals currency. Or I can't just give you, I see someone here called Danielle. I can't just give Danielle $100,000. Danielle has to give me a service or a value in exchange for my money. So if you want to make more money, you got to become more valuable. So I went from $232,000 a year to next year I did $1.2 million, because I started becoming a sales manager now. Started managing different salespeople. I started coaching different salespeople for different businesses, and I made a lot of money doing it. Then I got to the point about 1.5 years ago, and boom, I'm like, man, I'm capped out again. I need more, because I'm closing for other people's businesses. I'm helping other people grow their business. I'm like, I need my own. Right? So I went ahead and I started my own business called Applied Knowledge right now, where I teach entrepreneurs how to be able to make anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000 a month without actually starting their own business, by becoming an inbound high ticket closer. Right? So I started my own course business down, and since then we have over 600 people in our academy in 1.5 years. So I've been able to impact people all across the world. And I don't know how much time I have left, but I'm gonna give you guys my 5 wealth creation. I got 4 minutes. Perfect. I'm gonna give you guys 4 things, 4 wealth creation secrets. If you want the 5th one, you got to go DM me, because the 5th one's fire. So number 1, right, is who do you listen to? Well, I want you guys to write this down. Who do you listen to? When it comes to success, you want to listen to people who have what you want and have been where you have been. Because if you listen to people who have what you want and been where you have been, they can help you shortcut your process for success. They can help you with the roadblocks that you face. They can help you with things that you have questions on. They can guide you. They can support you. Mentorship is so important, right? I love my mom. I love my dad. But if I was like, yo, mom, can you teach me how to make $1 million? She can't help me, right? If I went to my mom and say, hey, mom, can you help me tie my shoes? She could do that, right? She could do that when I was young, right? But there comes a point where you have to get information from different people. You can't get the information you desire just from the people around you. You have to find the people who have it and listen to people who have what you want and have been where you have been. The second thing is you have to become teachable and you have to become coachable. You have to have a high teachability index, right? Teachability index. That's the next thing you guys want to write down. Your teachability index is your willingness to learn times your willingness to accept change, right? If I said, hey, who here wants to make $100,000 in the next 30 days? Everybody's gonna be like, me. I want to make money. That's your willingness to learn. Everybody wants to learn. But what's your willingness to accept change? What's your willingness to actually invest into yourself? Go take go to a different meeting, right? Hop on a live like this. Change your eating habits so you can become more healthier. What's the willingness to accept change? Because if you're not willing to accept change, you're going to stay in the same spot. So when people ask me, Patrice, why are most people broke? Why do most people can't change? Why do the people around me stay the same while I continue to grow? It's because if your willingness to learn is a 10, but your willingness to accept change is a 0, well, 10 times 0 will always be 0, and that's why people stay in the same spot. They're not willing to change or adapt. You have to be willing to change, right? And the next thing I want to talk about, guys, is the 4 ways you process information, right? We all learn. If I would have knew about this 4 ways to process information when I was in high school, I would have went to Harvard. Right? Now that I know about it, I made $1 million. So when you understand how to learn how to actually learn information and implement information, you're going to become successful. And there's 4 phases to actually become more successful and actually have to be able to learn better. And I'm going really fast, so I might stumble over my words. But the first phase is unconscious and competent. Nobody here, probably very few people here knew about me before they even came on this live. I'm like, who's this dude, Patrice? Because you're unconsciously incompetent. What you don't know, you just don't know. Just don't know it, right? And a lot of people are at that phase. They don't have that paradigm to know it exists, right? They didn't know it exists. But the next phase is going to be your conscious incompetence, right? It's where you're like, okay, dude, I heard this dude, Patrice. He's all fired up. He's all pumped up. I heard him, but I don't really know what he's talking about. I don't really know who he is. And you can stop right there if you want, right? A lot of people hear about things, but they never implement it. Those are people who have a low teachability index. And the third phase is where you're actually consciously competent now. Now you're like, man, I heard this dude, Patrice. I heard what he got to say. I like it. I'm going to go check him out. You know what? I'm going to be teachable. I'm going to go check him out. You go check me out. You like what you see. Now you're like, oh, cool, right? Let's say you actually become a high-ticket closer. Now you got to put the 10,000 hours in, right? You guys ever heard about 10,000 hours? You got to put the work in. When you get to that conscious competence stage, this is where everybody has to continue learning, keep growing. Just right. And then you get to the 4th phase. The 4th phase is your unconscious competence. This is like LeBron James going down the lane and dunking it. He doesn't have to think about it no more, right? He's not like left, right, let me dunk the ball. No, he's unconsciously incompetent because he did it so much. He put those 10,000 hours in, right? So guys, when you understand how to be able to learn information and you actually apply the information, you're going to become successful, right? So I don't know how much time I have left. How much time I got left? 1 minute? 10 seconds? 10 guys, seconds. If you want to actually learn more from me, guys, click the link in my bio. Let me.
Wait. You're going to finish your statement, but then you still have 2 minutes to
Perfect. So, guys, the last phase is your unconscious competence, right? That means now that you actually know something, right? You're a coach, you're a consultant, whatever it is. You're always at this phase where it's like you have to keep on learning because you never get it. You're always getting it. Doesn't matter who you are. Bill Gates. You could be Steve Jobs. You never get it. You're always getting it. You keep on growing, right? They're trying to be, trillionaires now, right? So they're always trying to grow. They're trying to get this Mars space. We're always trying to grow. So you never want to be at that point where you're there, right? You just got to become really coachable and really, really teachable. So guys, we talked about your teachability index. We talked about who do you listen to. We talked about the 4 ways you learn information. Anybody want to guess the next one?
It's got to be taking action.
So the next one I want to talk about too as well is going to be master the basics now, right? So it's pretty much taking action. Don't do, dumb shit, right? Like if you gotta grind at midnight tonight because your homework is due, or you gotta create this project, or you gotta create this course, don't go out and go party. Don't do dumb stuff and expect great results. Just don't do that. I'm sorry, like common sense, a lot of people lack. We're in a generation where common sense is really, really hard to find now, right? So you want to be the ones that have common sense. They say 1 out of 100 people are self-thinkers. That's crazy. 1 out of 100 people are self-thinkers. So you have to ask yourself, like, am I really a self-thinker, or am I looking at all the advertisements, all the marketing that the world is showing me, and that's what my action are actually, occurring to? So guys, I'm just going to give you guys those 4. If you guys want to learn more from me, what I want you guys to do is just go ahead, follow my page. It's at Detrice Mosumo. I have omnipresence, meaning that I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. I'm everywhere. I may be on your blog somewhere. Who knows? I may be like on a poster, somewhere, because I'm always marketing. I understand. I'm also, I'm the king of high ticket closing, but I can also put king of marketing there too as well, because I know how to be out there, which is super important. And no matter what you have, my one before I want to go is, our mantra here at Applied Knowledge is time plus consistency equals results. You do the right things long enough to get the right results. You do the wrong thing long enough, you can get the wrong results. It's that simple. Success is not hard.
Oh yeah. Oh, okay. Thanks for the fire. Okay. Okay. Woo. Yes. Okay. I'm definitely watching this over again, because I was multitasking and I wish I didn't have to. But that was really good. High ticket. Listen, that's the word everybody wants. We hear it and we want it. Everybody wants it. So please make sure you get connected to him. There's an arrow at the top, guys. Click that arrow. Give a quick follow. Hey, Space Boy Entertainment. Give a quick follow and then hop in the DMs with him. Say hello. Ask him a question. If you know that you had a question right now that you're not able to ask, just DM him, okay? I'm just meeting him just now as well. And kind of what happens here. Some of the people that are here, some, not all, I don't know them. And I love it because we are literally on a live and we're all in different cities and states. And it's crazy how we can be brought together from the click of a button. So it's just, this is so powerful. So please share this live out with others. And also remember, this live is recorded. It will be here on this page. There is a series on my page called Masterclass Marathon. There are more than 20 sessions already. Go back and binge watch. There are literally pieces of information you need it or didn't even know that you need it. All right. Thank you for joining. Hang out if you like. If you got to go, it's fine. We got one more speaker. Jack, you are pulling up the rear. Jack the guy. Yes. All right. So if you are ready. Well,
awesome. For sure. So I'm gonna go ahead and ask everyone, send this live out to 5 people. Don't be stingy with the knowledge. And then I just want to, before I even start, I want to go ahead and just reiterate something that Coach Tamika said. A lot of us are too scared to come on things like this, to speak on live, to be a public speaker. And let me tell you something, the Masterclass Marathon has helped me do that and transition into being more publicly spoken, making it easier and stuff like that. So if you're somebody that's scared, the Masterclass Marathon might be somewhere that you want to start out speaking and sharing your knowledge and whatnot. So I just wanted to add that in. But today my topic is believe in your hustle, right? So for those of you who don't know, I'm Jack the God. I own a design agency where we create high quality websites and graphics for 6- and 7-figure businesses. And I also own a clothing brand called My Hustle Has Purpose, where we inspire others how to believe in their hustle, right? And I come on here and sometimes I teach tips, tricks, things to help you with your brand identity, your website analytics, and important things to look at. But let me tell you something, none of that matters if you don't even believe in what you're doing, if you don't even believe in your hustle, right? So that's what I wanted to come on here and kind of give you that value today. So oftentimes we hear, you can't teach somebody to believe in themselves, to believe in their hustle, to believe in what they're doing, right? But the truth is you can teach yourself how to believe. And I know that might not make sense, right? But you actually can teach yourself how to believe in yourself, how to believe in your goals, and how to believe in your dreams. So if you follow me, you'll see that I posted a reel the other day where I had tweets going back from 2012 where I was just saying, hey, I cannot wait to own my own company one day. Where I was posting my design work. I was posting, hey, if you need graphics, flyers, or whatever, from 2012, right? And I'm here, it's 2022. And I'm just now really, really getting started, just now really working with 7-figure businesses for the last couple of years. It took over a decade to get to where I'm at now because I constantly believed in myself. And you can do the same. So, a lot of us, when we turn 21, the first thing we do is go get drinks, right? We go get drinks, we get a shot, we get a beer, whatever. Sometimes people even before they're 21. But let me tell you something, alcohol is an acquired taste. So what do? We want to be cool. We want to feel lit. So we continue to drink that liquor that we like, to, you know, appreciate it, and so that it makes it easier every time we go and drink it. You need to do the same thing with your goals and with your dreams. You need to acquire a taste for discipline. So how do you do that? You force yourself into these disciplined steps. You create an alignment with your goals and with your dreams. So for me, it's creating a morning routine. It's reading specific books to my goals and mindset books. Mindset is super important. So what am I doing? I'm creating daily habits that create this acquired taste for discipline so that I like it. It becomes easier. Because let me tell you something, I don't always believe in myself. A lot of people here that you saw speaking today don't always believe in themselves. Sometimes it's easy. And when we're doing well, when we have a great month, it's so easy to believe in ourselves. But guess what? We have our down moments. Life has its ebbs and flows. And sometimes we're not all there. We're not all there, right? So what do we have to do? We create these habits. We create these things that help us believe in ourselves, or at least continue that discipline. So when things get back on board, we're able to keep going and keep doing what we need to do, you know, to reach that success that we you know, want to obtain, right? So again, you need to create an acquired taste for discipline. So creating a morning routine, creating healthy eating habits, creating a workout routine. You know, you have to constantly be moving, because when you're not moving, when you're not in motion, you know, it's Newton's law of motion. When you're not in motion, an object at rest will stay at rest. You have to keep going if you want to see motion in your life, if you want to see motion in your business, you know, and if you don't want to add on disease. You know, they say disease only happens when you stay still. So these are things that are really important to, you know, pay attention to. All of us have places that we want to go. Some of us want to be entrepreneurs. Some of us want to be business owners. Some of us just want to be doctors or go to school or do that. Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Make sure that you're putting yourself in alignment to achieve that dream or that goal, and teach yourself how to believe in yourself. And eventually it'll happen naturally. Grow confidence. That's another way that you teach yourself how to believe in yourself. How do you build confidence? Doing things like this, coming on the Masterclass Marathon. Let me tell you something. Go back to the first Masterclass Marathon. Look at how I was speaking. Look at how I was speaking. It wasn't like this at all, right? Go back in my videos. I was not showing up like this, but guess what? I've grown confidence over the past couple months. You can't tell me anything now, because I believe in myself. I believe in my hustle. You know, so you got to do that. Grow your confidence. And as you begin to grow your confidence, and as you stop caring what other people think, you're going to show up how you want, when you want, the way you need to show up. So again, belief is an acquire, you know, you can make it happen. You can acquire that taste for discipline, acquire that taste for belief, and continue to keep going the way you need to go, right? And so I create a morning routine. I have a fitness routine that I do. And guess what? I'm not trying to be a bodybuilder. I just want to stay in shape, and I just want to keep these things going for my business and for my self-help. So you don't have to like try to be the fittest person in the room just because you're working out every day. Like, no, do it for yourself. Don't do it for Instagram. Do it for yourself and for your goals and for your dreams. I meditate, look into meditation. Things like that will bring you back to yourself. You'll be able to really understand what your calling is and what your purpose is through things like meditation, and making sure that what you want to believe in is where you're supposed to believe in. And you'll start to know that things as you change these discipline habits, and as you know, just do better stuff for yourself. And then show up when you're not getting paid. Show up when no one's there. Show up when it doesn't even matter. Because the truth is, you think it doesn't matter, but it does. Listen, look, I was on here from the beginning of the masterclass. There was like 70 people when we first started. Right now there's 20 people, but none of that matters, because the 50 people that dropped off weren't the people that needed to listen to me. The only people that needed to listen to me are the 22 people here right now. You guys are the one that matters. You guys are the ones that I'm in alignment with and that I'm supposed to be speaking to right now. Those 50 people do not matter. So show up even when you think it doesn't matter. Show up even when people aren't there, right? So continue to show up, continue to believe in yourself. And let me tell you something, when you believe in yourself, it shows in your actions. It can show, because I'm here right now. If I didn't believe in myself, I wouldn't be here. But again, there are times when I don't believe in myself. So what do? I take those actionable steps. I get on calls I don't want to get on calls. I do things I don't want to do or I'm too scared to do. I go to networking events that I used to be too scared to go to, and speak to people that I was too scared to speak to. A couple weeks ago, we had an event, right? And if you know me months ago, I'm quiet in the room, right? I'm waiting, you know, and I still am kind of. I let everybody else talk before I talk. That's the kind of person I am. But I would never really go up to somebody and approach somebody unless I was given the direction to. But now I'm going up to people and saying, hey, what's up? I'm Jack. What do you do? I'm starting the conversation because I believe in myself. And I'm telling you this because I want you guys to believe in yourself too. Because if you don't believe in your hustle, if you don't believe in yourself, you're never going to accomplish the things that you want to accomplish. And again, that's what matters most. So I could have came on here. I could have teach you about website stuff. I could have taught you about analytics and how it's important. I could teach you how to read your analytics. I can teach you about brand identity. I can teach you marketing schemes. But if your mindset isn't there, none of that's going to matter, because you're not going to do it. You're not going to get off this live. You're not going to do the work that it takes. And you're just not going. You're just going to fail. You're just going to fail like that. And honestly, let me tell you something. Work on your mindset. Your mindset is everything. And as you work on your mindset, you'll start to do the things that matter and the things that align with your goals, right? And I'll leave this off one more message. One thing I did to force myself into believing in my goal 100% right before I quit my job, because if you've been following my journey, I quit my job last year. I'm 100% on my own. I own my own agency, right? The last thing I did was I dyed my hair. And I know this sounds crazy, right? But I dyed my hair blue. I was working in a predominantly white space, high ticket millionaires, right? Predominantly white males. They do not want to see somebody tattoos and dyed hair coming to business meetings and speaking and giving the game, right? So what did I do? I forced people to pay attention to me. I forced them to know that I didn't care about that anymore, and that you were gonna value me how I am, where I am, and that if you're not gonna fire me, I'm gonna continue to be myself, because I believed in myself so much that it didn't matter in that moment that I got fired. So sometimes you need to make yourself uncomfortable, or you need to put yourself in a different position where people are going to start looking at you a little bit different. You know what I mean? Like, put yourself out there in a different way. Stop making yourself comfortable. Stop being comfortable in the spaces that you are comfortable in. If you can change something about yourself, do it. You know what I mean? And just be you, be comfortable, find that acquired taste for discipline, and go ahead and believe in your hustle. And that's really all it takes. So people always say you can't make anyone believe in their hustle. I can't make you do it, but you can make you do it by doing the steps that I just showed you right there. So you can make yourself believe in your hustle, and that's all it takes. So I'm Jack to God. I'm sure my 10-minute or whatever, 13 minutes, I'm sure I still have time on the clock, but that's okay. You know what I mean? It's already 9 o'clock. I know y'all probably got, dinner to go eat and your family to go be with, but I do want you to go back and just do what you need to do. Do what you need to do today to change your day tomorrow. Wake up early tomorrow. Read the book tomorrow. Whether it's just 10 pages, 1 page at a time, 2 pages at a time, do what you can handle and add to it every day, right? And continue to believe in yourself. You can hit the link in my bio. I do have a lot of offers. I have a design agency. We can help you if you have a 6 or 7 figure company. I do teach designers. And I'm also going to be joining Coach Tamika and her Underground Biz group this week, where we're going to show you how to create and build an audience. So if you want to join that, go ahead and click the first link in my bio. But yeah, follow me, ask me any questions. I'm always happy to help.
All right. Look, you had actually 1 second left.
Right on time.
Well done. Well done. And, I feel like what you shared this evening was a perfect pull up on the rear. It was perfect. We went through a lot of different types of business information, different tactics on how to do different things. But as you said, if your mindset is not right, none of those things will work. Not one of them, because you can't take action on things if your mind won't, if you don't believe that what you are doing is going to actually amount to something. And I love your brand, believe in your hustle, because it is like, this is what I chose to do, and I have to believe in it so that I can get to any other level. So
that was so motivating
for that.
Thank y'all.
That was so motivating. I was like, I feel it in my heart. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, speak it, like, say it. Even Hoodie was motivated. He want to say something. I'll let the rapper talk real quick for like 2 seconds.
Yeah, let's let the celebrity in the back come on up.
What's up?
What's good?
Hey, I knew that was Jack on the phone. I just walked us out the door. I'm like, yeah, that sounds like Jack over there. Like, yeah, you already know. I'm like, all right, cool. We here with it. Yo, everything you were saying is pure facts. We talk about this stuff all the time. We actually have like a mastermind group between the two of us. We always end up having these deep conversations, and it's funny because there's 4 of us, but the 2 of us really end up thinking about wealth creation, buying property, and a whole bunch of other things that we just want to excel at. But I think that you're absolutely right in every single way. You know what I'm saying? Like,
It's all about forcing yourself and to understand that it's not supposed to be easy. I think a lot of people give up when it doesn't look the way they felt like it should look. My success should look like this. It should feel like this. This is how I imagined it. This don't feel nothing like it. I wanted to run a multi-million-dollar business, but I didn't know it came with multi-million-dollar problems. I didn't know it came with stress and employees and expectations and bad reviews on Google and return merchandise. And like, I didn't know it came with all this extra stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, nobody want that, but everybody thinks it looks beautiful from the outside looking in. I spoke to one of the homies, Alan Drummond, dude who owns Koyo, one of the partners of Koyo, and 100 Lucky and Oasis and Dante's Hi-Fi and all that stuff. And one thing that Alan told me, we ended up having a 2-hour conversation about like some whole other stuff, psychedelics. But one thing that he told me that was really fire was, yo, man, a lot of people are nervous to approach me and speak to me, and a lot of people like to be in my position, but I deal with a level of stress that most people can't handle. And when he told me that, I thought that was real refreshing because it was like, oh, okay, cool. He said, bro, I run all these businesses, all these Koyos, own a whole bunch of parts of Wynwood, but I deal with a level of stress that most people can't handle. You know what I'm saying? I'm who they call when everything goes wrong, when the banks are acting up, when employees need to get paid, but you didn't bring a dollar through the door. Like, I'm who they call. So I just want to say, man, like, a lot of people forget that it's supposed to be difficult, supposed to be irksome and a burden, but that's what success is. If you think it's going to be sweet from the outside, you're wrong. You're not ready for it. You're going to have to learn your lesson or you just won't become successful. You got to be ready for the fight. It's difficult. It's going to be hard. It's going to be late nights. It's going to be pushing yourself to the limit. But all that stuff ends up with your reward, which is the freedom that you want in your life, the recognition at the end of the tunnel, and just you becoming the kind of person that you want to be.
Yes, sir. And
You didn't even look celebrity. You didn't even tell us who you
Hey,
are. Jumping on
I'm,
Christina's
how y'all
vibe.
guys doing? I'm Mr. Understand Me, man.
Oh, wait, not misunderstanding you, man. I was talking about Christina's brother before you speak. You didn't even say who you were.
I make music, I rap, you know. And I look just like my sister. She be trying to look like me all the time.
Yes. Yeah. Thank you for officially telling.
Oh, my bad. I had to jump in there. I seen Jack. Yeah, that's my homie. I gotta say something.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but thank you for that. Thank you for jumping in and sharing those words, because yeah, Jack was just giving it. Shit. So yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay.
Hey, how y'all doing? How y'all doing?
Yeah,
I love what you were saying. You know, you had a lot of inspiration, and I believe that, you know, people grow where motivation flows. That's what I push. I'm a motivational speaker, you know, for London Sky Clothing and Money Making Mindset. And so when you pushing this entrepreneurship, it's a very, very hard. And like he said, a lot of people give up on the first little struggle, but you have to prepare for them type of struggles. And, you know, and I can tell all people out there trying to find themselves in entrepreneurship, it's basically the 4 tips. And if you implement these 4 tips, you will get a long way. You can get to a 6 figures business and succeed how you want to succeed. But it always starts off with education. Your imagination has to be, your vision and your imagination has to be on point. And then you have to have a communication skills to be able to talk to people and let people know what your ideal is, you know. And then thirdly, you got to unify everybody. Get everybody in your cahoots, your haters, you know, the people that, you know, look at your page and don't hit no likes and all that stuff. You got to get everybody in cahoots with you, right? And then the 4th thing, you got to implement, put that action behind it. You know, 50% of an action and 50% of a prayer is 100% blessing. So to all the entrepreneurs out there, the main thing is just keep on going, keep on moving. Have wisdom to, you know, pass by, you know, the people that are out there pulling you and not giving to you. You know what I'm saying? So, hey, but you're on point, though. Y'all all on point.
You on
right?
Thank you.
Yes.
That's so. But
Yeah,
that's key. Don't give up. You have to be consistent. You have to keep going, because I was listening to something today, and they said that right when you are at the peak of success, right when you are about to make it, you're going to have distractions and you're going to feel like a failure.
Yeah, they always say, if you're chasing success, you're always at war. Always. You know, so if you're not ready for the battles of, you know, hey, getting into it with the person that's you laying next to, you know, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your daddy, your mama, for not seeing your vision, you're not prepared for success. Because the closest person will aggravate you. The closest person, you'll be like, nah, not you. You know what I'm saying? You'll be like, oh, nah, I can't believe this. So if you're not ready for the closest person to you to scratch you a way that you've never been scratched before, you ain't ready for success. Plain and simple.
Yes.
And I know Myron Golden always says disruption follows intention. He always says that. And that means that, and I've experienced this a lot of times, where I'm getting to the pinnacle of the thing, like I'm about to really do very well with this one thing, and then poof, something happens. And it could be a personal thing, it could be something in the business, it could be just anything. But something disruptive happens right before you're about to get over that hump. And that is the moment where you have to tell yourself, I don't know what this is, but I must keep going. I have to keep going. I've worked too hard. I've come too far. I can't stop. And then literally, guys, right around that corner is the winning moment. And it's happened to me over and over. And the crazy thing is I hear other people speak about this, but I've lived it over and over again. And I believe that that is a part of what makes me who I am, because I've experienced this over and over again. I can tell someone else that this is a real thing. You're going to experience something, and you got to be ready and willing to stay in there. Because right on the other side, it's like, whoa, I'm talking big money, y'all, is on the other side of that one thing that was about to take you
I
out.
tell people all the time, you got to have something to remind you. It can be your family, it can be your friends. I remind myself with Kendrick Lamar, right? Kendrick Lamar, the rapper. It took him 10 years to get in the rap game. 10. So if it took him 10 to go through all this, and I'm only on my second or third, I shouldn't be crying. I shouldn't be wasting no time. So always when you start going through that little, well, you know what? Kendrick Lamar, he took 10 years. I'm only on my 5th. I'm on my 6th now. If you get to 10, then, you know, I ain't gonna say start worrying. But you know, hey, look, something got to happen. Some changes got to happen. You know what I'm saying? So, like I say, man, I see nothing but, you know, entrepreneur. I see nothing but blessings all on these people's faces right here. I feel a good vibe with all of y'all right now. And so I'm gonna tell y'all like this, man, keep moving, because I think you close to the goal. Everybody here is close to the goal. We just got to keep chipping and chipping and chipping and chipping. It may not be tomorrow, may not be next week, may not be next year, but we're going to keep on chipping, and I guarantee you we all going to see each other at the top.
Absolutely.
Facts.
Oh, yeah, definitely. And it's all about connections. It's all about moving. It's all about being intentional, making sense out of everything, understanding where you are, knowing where you're going, knowing who you should connect to and who you should not connect to. I mean, it's about a whole bunch of things. It's not one thing that gives us success. It's about understanding money. It's about understanding people, because, you know, one of the things that is important is people. We tend to think, oh, we're going to get rich and wealthy, or whichever word you choose, and you're going to do it by yourself. You cannot, because somebody got to buy from you. Where you getting the money from? So it's going to take some person somewhere along the way. And one of the things that I learned as a leader, and I will always continue to be in that space, but I will be a follower to some degree when the time is right and the moment is appropriate. But I know that I'm a true leader. But as a leader, I understand that the connections you have to people, they have to happen in a certain way. And the reason why people hire people and can't keep people is because of the way that they deal with people.
Yeah. And see, let me say this to all y'all before I go. The main thing about a relationship is all about the main thing of not responding, but understanding. See, a lot of people want to yap their mouth off so fast about, I'm telling you something, but just understand what I'm saying before you so quick to respond. And that be the problem when it messes up everybody's relationship with businesses and all that. Because somebody always quick to respond instead of understanding what I'm saying. Get what I'm saying? I love all y'all, man. I got to go.
All right.
Peace out. Love y'all.
All right. Thank you for joining. Awesome. Yeah, I'm telling you, man, it's crazy. Like, whew. But listen, we're gonna get out of here, and it's been a great masterclass marathon
Hello,
today.
hello,
We have had an amazing
hello.
time. It's been amazing time.
How are you?
Hey,
I really
awesome.
just wanted to come in here. I was super happy to hear y'all talking about this, and everything y'all was saying was just like a alignment for me, and I'm super thankful to have even seen this. That's why I said earlier in the chat that I need to get notifications for these because I feel like this is my community here. I should have been here, you know. So I just came to give y'all flowers and just tell y'all how thankful I am to be receiving these types of words because everything y'all said was on point. It hit so close to home as far as what the gentleman was just saying. I think he said it was Mr. Understand Me. That was his name. How he was saying,
Yeah.
having to go to war with people around you and things like that, people not believing in your vision, and how this is a long-term game, and everything being consistent and things like that. So, I'm really happy to hear you guys talking about this. It's hard to find like my peers that are into entrepreneurship. Not a lot of people my age. I'm 26. Not a lot of people my age, unfortunately, aren't entrepreneurs, or they want to be entrepreneurs, just don't know where to start and things like that. I recently just started my own business, my own clothing brand that advocates entrepreneurship and breaking down barriers of individuality and things like that. So I want to basically, eventually later on down the line become a motivational speaker, but I know I can't do that until I do something. I can't tell y'all to do something great until I do something great. So I know there's levels to this. So I'm implementing my business practices and things like that so that I can teach after I learn what I learn, later on. So I'm really thankful for that. That's all I really wanted to say. I don't have too many gems to drop. I'm like a sponge here. I just wanted to soak it all up, but I also did want to tell you how much I appreciated y'all for the information.
Yeah, we
Thank
For
you.
appreciate you.
sure.
Yeah, we
I
appreciate
appreciate
you.
that so much. I don't know if you heard what I said at the end, if you were on when I was on. I was saying that I just developed something, which is helping those who want to be able to speak on the Masterclass Marathon, to be able to understand what it takes to actually get here. There's only a few steps. And I'm going to tell you, I just want to, so you can stay tuned because I'm be posting what I'm talking about by later
For
on
sure.
tomorrow. But at the end of what I want to share with you right now in this moment is that, yes, and I said this earlier too, you are always where you are supposed to be at all times. You are always where you are supposed to be at all times. So I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for speaking up. And the next thing in regards to what it is that we're doing here, we are here literally to show up in front of people who need to hear something that they didn't know they needed to hear. So I want to tell you, thank you for speaking up and telling us that what we're doing is valuable to someone. I don't care if it's 10 people that believe it or one person or whatever. I know what this is supposed to be here
Yeah, for
for.
sure.
And I'm glad that you
Yeah, and you know
recorded
what? I
us
think
that.
I think I've been thinking about that recently too. I've only done it one time so far, but I got on live with another friend of mine. He's a tattoo artist, and I did like a Q&A with him. I wanted to interview him just so that other people that are watching that are wanting to do similar things or have thought about starting their business, when they hear other people's stories, they have something to resonate with, and it kind of makes them more comfortable to make the decisions that they want to make when they see somebody else doing it, because we a lot of times we only see it online, or we always see it from afar. We don't never see it up close. We don't know what greatness looks like up close. So we have all these questions, we just don't know who to ask. So but when you're able to see it and you're able to hear people talking about it, it's like, okay, I'm not the only one. You don't feel alone no more. You feel like community is very important. And so this right here is going to be my new community. I'm about to be rocking with y'all. I hope to be hearing from y'all forever. We friends for life at this point. Um, because like I said, there's not a lot of peers of mine, so I always look for people that are in their respective industries, entrepreneurs, whatever they do, and that's like the most heartwarming thing to me. Is not nobody wants to feel alone. Nobody wants to feel alone. So
No.
when you have community, it's honestly a heartwarming thing. It gives you encouragement. It gives you some um to reference back to when you lose sight of hope. It's like, okay, what am I supposed to be doing again? I'm getting distracted. I feel discouraged, or things aren't going the way I kind of planned. It's to have those words of affirmation is very powerful. like you said, somebody out there is going to be affected by it. So even the people that won't get up here and speak their piece, they're watching and they're able to learn something. So that's the most beautiful part about it. I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. I'm gonna let you get back to it, but I really appreciate y'all. I'm gonna be watching, and I'm gonna be right there through everything, because this is where I need to be. You know what I'm saying? This is where I should have been. And I was on here, I believe the last time. I just didn't want to abruptly come up on here and just like, thank you guys, but for sure, but I was super thankful. So I made sure that I came on here and I told you guys this time that I appreciate this. Keep doing it, and I hopefully I'll have some more gems of my own to be able to drop in here the next time. But for the most part,
Yeah. Listen, keep listening to the strategies that you hear, because the strategy is how you move to the next level. It sounds like I can tell you are going to be a motivational speaker. I'm just going to tell you that now. Okay.
Yep.
You hear
I
that.
appreciate that.
And it doesn't come in the form of a person that's loud and really boisterous and they're just all over the place. It comes in the form of, this is who I am. This is what I've been through. This is what I know right now. And this is what I want to share with you. And then when you learn something else, you come back the next day with the other piece of information that you learned. And that was why I shared that I'm going to the sales closer conference, because someone needed to hear that I am here, but there's more for me to learn. And I'm learning every single day, and I don't take that for granted. So I'm going to show up where I am at this moment in time in my life and in my business with what I know. And I'm going to show up very powerfully in that space. But then tomorrow when I learn at that conference, I'm showing up a little more powerful because I just got
For
some more
sure. And I think
gems.
that's what makes
Yeah. And
you
my
so
drive
great.
is getting all of them.
I think that's what makes you so great, because I've heard that the best teacher never stopped being a student. So a lot of people, when they think they got it all figured out, or even people that get into entrepreneurship, when they think that everything's going to go the way they planned, and things are supposed to go hit every single point, you're going to miss some points, but you can go back and fix those mistakes, and get better at what you're doing, and improve in so many different areas. So always having an open mind to learn and things like that, that's very, like, learning those strategies, like you said, are very helpful throughout the process. As long as you're able to learn, then you're able to grow. So yeah, I really appreciate y'all. I hope you have a good night.
You too.
And God bless y'all, man. This makes me happy.
Yeah.
Life could be stressful.
Right.
Life could be stressful.
Right. But you put
It's hard to genuinely just love a moment now. So it's not hard, but it is hard. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have a lot of things going on in our lives, so like, this type of thing, like, it means everything to me. It means a lot to me. It does, for real.
What state are you
I'm
located
in
in?
Florida.
We are too.
Oh, we are too.
You
What's up?
All of us.
No way. What part
I'm
are
in
you from?
Tampa.
Oh,
Miami.
okay.
Oh,
So,
y'all down south.
Yeah.
oh man, well, yeah. Listen, oh man, you in
No.
the wrong part of Florida.
You
So
right.
actually,
You right.
everyone that was here today, everyone that was here today was from many different places, but those of us on the screen right now, we're all in South Florida. And I actually have a in-person networking group, and they're part of it too. They come, and we meet in person every month. And then I'm doing a content party in another 2 weeks. It's like a lot of
You
things
need
that
to
happen
down.
Oh
down
yeah,
here.
yeah.
So I don't know if you drive or whatever, but listen, we having a meeting next
We gonna
month,
figure it out.
and a lot.
We gonna figure it out.
But you invited.
We gonna figure it out.
You invited.
I for sure would love to meet y'all. Like I said, y'all my peoples now. So this is definitely a thing that I
All
look
right.
forward to. I look forward to meeting more people in their, like I said, in their respective industries, regardless of what it is. I'm a student. I want to learn as much as I can, because there's no limits on the brain. You know what I'm saying? So I want to flex this muscle for real, for real. For
All
sure.
right, awesome. Well, we're gonna stay connected. Orlando wants to
For
come
sure.
in and say something, so let's
For sure. I'm not sure how to get up
all
out
right,
of
thank
here.
you.
I'm the X, right? All right. All right,
Yeah.
y'all. God bless.
All right. Okay, same to you. And then we'll bring Orlando up real quick, and then we're gonna shut it down. Orlando wanted to say something. Okay, so all right, let me get Orlando in
That's
here
my
real
guy, Orlando.
quick. Yeah. Listen, community is everything, y'all.
MVP.
Anybody that's listening is everything. It really is, because we can't do this by ourselves. Sometimes you just need somebody you could pick up the phone and just get on the phone with them and have a conversation about where you are and like just how to stay in there another few minutes. Orlando, hey man, what do you want to say?
Jack,
From the last time.
Jack, the guy, I want to say, look, you are the biggest inspiration to me, you know, and everything. All y'all the
Thank you.
biggest inspiration or whatever. And whatever you want to do, you run the whole thing, Jack. So whatever you want to do, that's what it is all day. Because
Thank you.
every day watching you and your entrepreneur journey because by me being homeless and being disabled and stuff like that, it inspires me to keep going and stuff like that. So bunk what corporate America say, you did the right thing when you said goodbye, see you later, and whatever else. So, you know, with Tamika, I'm always, you know, glad to come on here, and I just got to be around my family a lot, you know, because all my secondary family, you know, as well. So, you know, and Mika, I just signed up for next week, so, you know, whatever. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I
Okay.
just
Let's
signed up for
go.
next week. So.
Yeah.
Christina, you know, you you
Awesome.
you you helped me out tremendously. You know, every one of y'all helped me out in my entrepreneur journey. So
We
I
got
appreciate
back.
Mika, all that, because Mika made sure, you know, everybody made sure when I came down Miami, because I just, you know, was nervous all the way out, because, you know, and stuff. So, but I appreciate all y'all, because y'all the best queens ever. All y'all.
We
You know what I
family.
mean?
We appreciate you.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's all.
Orlando, you know what's funny? I know you were saying thank you to me and everything, but it's funny because you were saying thank you about something else. And I forgot that when I was walking in the hall, I stopped someone and I said, "Can you make sure Orlando is good?" I never told you that. I never said it to nobody. I didn't even remember I did it.
I heard you.
It was
I
you
heard you.
heard?
I
Huh?
heard you was like, yo, I gotta go over here, but you gotta make sure he all right. So I heard that. I was right behind you when you said
You
it.
did?
And you didn't even know.
I forgot. I honestly, like, for real, like right now, I'm just telling you this because you mentioned something on one of the last lives, but I didn't remember that I said that. But you were like, you said thank you about something. And then I remembered it after we got off the live. I was like, oh, I'm gonna tell Orlando. I didn't have to tell you.
When I
You
came
got
down
there.
there, so many people checked up on me and made sure I was straight. Because even when I couldn't get a cab or whatever, and then they went Boondook had to go somewhere, and he was tired or whatever, and I was trying to get a cab, and they was like, no. And then they called Boondook. Like everybody stood on that block till Boondook picked me up. Know what I mean? Because they was like, yo, we gotta make sure, because they said ain't no way we gonna lose Orlando and Miami, and then we come back Monday on the morning meetup talk about anybody heard from Orlando. Know what I mean? So they said ain't no way in hell we doing that. So you know that you know or whatever. So you know.
Oh my goodness.
So I mean, he made sure I got back, and he was dead exhausted. So I appreciate all that, because you know, like, I mean, I can't, because you know the other live I just broke down, and because thinking about as much support as I get, because you know it's you know, I mean, I smile a lot, but there's a lot going on with my family and my peoples and my wife, you know, and it's just tough because you're going through a lot of health issues. So I appreciate
Yeah.
you know.
Well, keep going.
Appreciate you,
Yeah.
Keep going.
Orlando. We appreciate you too.
All right.
Thank you.
Yes.
So I'll
Here.
be ready
Right
for
here.
next week to
All right.
drop what
We are
I got to
shutting
drop.
this thing down.
Yeah.
Okay, we are shutting this thing down. Thank you all for watching. It has been a beautiful evening. We had some guest speakers, and you know, we're looking for more people to come on the Masterclass Marathon. But those of you who are nervous, I put together something, and I will be posting about it. But I know that some of you are watching, and you are seeing the amazingness that's happening. When we got this started, it didn't have anything to do with people who were perfect with speaking or anything like that. But what I do understand, as a leader, as an entrepreneur, we have to pay attention to what we see. And I know that people want to be here but don't know how to get here. So if I, as a coach, can provide a mechanism that will allow you to get to your next level, even if it's just about being able to speak on something like this, then that's something I can create. And earlier in my presentation, I said something about what it looks like to connect with your people and then continue to be connected. So it's like about keeping your ear to the street to see what people need to be able to provide that. So if I can close out on that, keep your ear to the street in regards to your people, see what they need, see how you can provide it, and your business will thrive, because you don't need to always get brand new people under in your ecosystem. You should, but you don't always have to go straight for them, because you got to try. Everybody has a tribe. Everybody has a tribe. Whether your tribe is big or small, you all have one. You can build one however you want to do it. So yes, thank you, Christina. You're the best. Thank you for putting that on the screen, because people were asking and I really couldn't get to it. So yeah, she just told you how to be a speaker, and I'm also doing a challenge, so you can go through the challenge and really get what you need before you come here. It's only for 3 days. You'll get a better understanding of what it looks like to actually show up. There are things that you really do want to do before you actually speak, like for real. Like some people come and we're very random, we're open, and we just do what we do. But there is a method to the madness. Honestly, there are pieces of what we put together before we actually get here. And I can tell you what that is a little later. I ain't gonna keep you out here right now. But yeah, there's always a systematic approach to doing everything. Okay. You don't have to look like it's a systematic approach, but there is one in the back end. Okay. All right. Y'all have a good night. Thank you, everyone. You guys are the best. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Smooches.
Next
And see you
week,
guys next
Saturday.
week.
Next week.
All
I'm
right.
on set.
All right. All right. All right. And Jack,
I
I'll
see
see you
y'all
in
Saturday, but
membership
I'm on
tomorrow,
set.
because we have a tomorrow.
Bye.
All right.